In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
A show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning.
Friday night.
Friday night.
Perspective.
Friday night.
I'm Friday night.
Friday night.
I'm
John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris, and it's Friday night.
The boys are safely at home.
Yeah. Lock the doors.
We are not out.
I've talked on the show before about my love of
I don't remember anything you said on
hotel
the show.
time.
Hotel time.
Where you're locked in a room with no amenities apart from a TV.
And you have to watch whatever's on terrestrial.
And you can't do work. Most important.
No, you can't do work. Which
so
is
you don't
great.
feel guilty about it.
And I end up watching like Police Interceptors or like, Stop, you're nicked.
Yeah.
You know.
Customs? Question mark?
Customs. You can't bring that in, love.
Customs bracket. You can't bring that here, love.
Customs question mark. Customs?
Customs? Cavity search UK. I love them all. Give me a box set.
Tonight, Greg calls in extra support when a particularly wide customer steps by.
Rectal scaffolding deployed.
So you also have a little snippet of footages. I'm telling you, like elbow deep, right? Elbow deep.
He just comes in with like one of those latex gloves you use for birthing calves.
Man smuggles calves across border.
Anyway, I can't remember, but one of those many shows, I think I mentioned this on air before, the pride, the local pride you get when you watch it, you go,
yes,
hang on a minute.
I know that
road.
I recognise that street corner. I recognise that man throwing up. And you're like, oh my God, it's our hometown.
It's Cool Town.
It's Cool Town.
Woo!
Get so excited.
There it is.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that you're getting very proud and very excited for the lowest of the low moments, because it's always someone with their trousers around their knees.
Yeah, they're dick
vomiting
balls.
into their own balls.
On those shows, you always get like aerial establishing shots as well, and you're like, "Oh, there's my house! There's my house!"
Cool
there.
Town, population
In the
2,000.
distance.
It's like they'll often cut to like, it's like the suspect has fled the car and hopes to escape in the countryside, but the police helicopter has been deployed, and they'll get like a bit of like
Police
thermal.
combine harvester has been deployed. He'll be minced in no time.
Activate the scarecrow.
But with your house and your big mysterious newt field behind
perfect
it,
hiding
that
place.
would be a good
that
place.
would be like you get like a tiny little like glowing white man running across a black and white field
on a thermal camera.
Well, we all went out there recently.
We certainly did.
Did we? For the fireworks.
That would have blown out a thermal
The
camera.
that would have, so the way some of those fireworks were flying.
Is it a good night to commit a
Fuck me,
crime?
yes, that's true. I'd forgotten about that.
Well, fireworks night.
Yeah, because deploying police
I
helicopters
guess.
would be quite challenging,
Yeah,
would it not?
I suppose.
Yeah, true.
Oh, we may have blown this wide open.
But would a police helicopter say, "No, you've got to stop the fireworks now"?
Nah, mate,
Would they have the power to do that?
I don't know.
How would they do it from the sky? They'd
They could have water cannons.
Stop those fireworks.
Return to your homes and places of business.
Not even sparklers. It fucks with the thermal cameras.
Yeah.
When we were drinking and standing in a field watching those fireworks in your mysterious newt field.
Newt-infested
Some
field,
of them
yeah.
were horizontal.
Yes, well, indeed, that's the thing.
The fireworks?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yes.
I joined the fireworkery slightly late because I think your son had been showing me books that he cannot read.
Yes.
No,
he
It's
likes
very,
doing
very, very impressive.
Yeah,
actually.
and adorable.
And then I walked out into the field to come join you all.
that. And it narrowly missed you.
I got to walk along the edge of the field. You were all behind I was going to say protective barrier, but it was really just a rope.
It was
in
not
one
even.
corner.
It was a piece of tape. It wasn't even
Between
rope.
two poles.
Yeah.
Yes. So you were in the safe area, quote unquote.
Oh, I felt very safe.
And I got to walk along the length of the field
Yes.
to join you while the fireworks are going off.
Yeah.
and
That's cool.
and I had a beer in hand.
Sure.
And I was walking along this darkened field while this big explosion's going off. I'm like, oh, this is a bit back an alien. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
drinking while
Yeah.
the world is burning. And
Yeah.
then when I got to the
Oh,
safe
nice.
area, I got to witness a firework going horizontally
So where you just been?
where I'd just
In the
been.
exact
literally,
direction
literally
you'd
just
come
been. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
it
mean-
it flew parallel to the ground.
Yeah.
The distance it would normally go, say.
I think everyone just because it was. Bear in mind, most of the people watching lived in those houses.
Indeed, yeah.
Yes.
Everyone just went, oh,
yeah.
that's a little close.
I think
Yeah.
it hit a newt enclosure.
It must
as
have
well.
done.
Yeah.
It's
For
hard. It's
30
harder
minutes.
not to hit a new enclosure actually in that field.
When like they do, there's often like a big bonfire because you know fireworks night and Guy Fawkes night. You know they all kind of like roll into one, don't they?
I can't stand fireworks for the
Are they
record.
not the same night? Sorry.
That's a really good question,
Excuse
actually.
God.
Yeah.
They are the same night. Clenched teeth. They are the same night.
That's all right.
No, you're right. I said that really badly, like because you get Halloween, and then in the UK
All
we
Hallows
have...
Eve.
All Hallows Eve.
Is that the same thing?
It
is that the day
same- it is
before?
the-
Yeah.
And then the
That's
day
the same
after is
thing.
All Saints Day,
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
I think.
What
And
happens
then-
on All Saints Day?
Well, they
band
ward
gets
off
back
those evil spirits,
Oh,
don't they? Because they were All Hallows Eve, all the ghouls come out,
Right. Yeah.
and then the saints come and go, fuck off.
Pure and Simple going to be there.
Yeah.
Was that them?
No, that was
the beach.
Fuck.
That was
That was
them.
hearsay you're thinking of.
Pure and Simple going to be there.
But
Not-
the saints come along and just
All
go,
Saints.
fuck off, ghouls.
Yeah.
Go on.
Fuck off, ghouls.
Do
Fuck off,
one.
ghouls.
What's it a ghoul?
Yeah.
But then like you can legitimately get away with doing fireworks on Halloween.
Yes.
You can get away with doing them on Bonfire Night or Guy Fawkes Day or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
here's
like
the thing.
well,
Around fireworks night, like 3 weeks either side, people just think, I'm going to set fireworks off. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why bother?
It will be any night around that time.
It's
they were
bollocks.
going off tonight.
Were they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
I
some
heard a
fireworks tonight.
couple.
It's been like 2 weeks of near solid
It's not
fireworks.
good for the animals.
It ain't good for the
Ain't good for the
animals.
sky either. Going
The
to blow
dog,
holes in
the
it.
dog hates them. I never liked fireworks as a kid, particularly, anyway.
Did you not?
Not really.
I loved
I didn't
fireworks
care
as a
for
kid.
them. And I don't like them now, particularly. I don't know why we went out in that field.
Yeah. Why did you invite us?
You
I
invited
did.
us
It's
to
my idea.
Yeah, it was your idea.
Yeah.
It was fully your idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have even known about it. if
I
you
don't know
hadn't
why
told
we
us.
bothered. Anyway,
Yeah,
there we are.
It's a funny one. Where are we going with this?
I don't really know.
Yeah, you were talking about Bonfire Night and Guy Fawkes.
We're talking
Night.
about thermal imaging.
Oh, yeah. I
cop
guess that was
cases.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess committing crimes and the like.
Don't commit crimes
Hey kids, if you're listening, don't commit crimes.
unless you
Unless the
can
firework
outrun
related.
the police and a helicopter.
Yeah.
In which case, crack on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can get away with it.
If you can get away with it and not be caught, do it.
It's a completely different story, isn't
That's
it?
my motto.
Yeah.
It's a completely different story if you get one. I guess like they never make like it's like police : master criminals.
Police colon.
Police colon. Live.
Because you couldn't do a like
What? What was
if
after
if
the
they're,
colon?
if they're a brilliant criminal,
Yeah.
then they're not going to get caught.
Yeah.
So and that's not entertaining TV.
Criminal geniuses.
Yeah.
Well, they're always morons. The ones who get
Yeah.
because they catch them easily.
Yeah.
Because it's a Channel 5
Oh,
documentary.
he's got out of a fast car and he's running on foot over a
You've
pit.
got to bear in mind the filming window of these shows is like 2 nights. So
Yes.
they've got to eke out something. So
Yeah.
usually it's just fucking morons.
God, I hope a guy lobs himself over a gate. That's all. That's all we
What
need.
you want, the perfect episode, because you never want to see anyone get actually hurt, or you never want to see any quote unquote real crimes. What you want
No.
like 22 minutes of just like PC Greg Waterstone is looking for unlicensed vehicles and he thinks he's onto a winner.
Yeah.
Just spotted a Peugeot there. Gonna pull him over.
Always pull over Peugeots.
Do you know why I pulled you over? No idea, mate. I just want that, like low stakes, no one getting hurt, and then just to like pique your interest in the end, I want to see a Scally jump over a fence.
Yeah.
What you want though is the Scally is on the run, even though he hasn't actually done anything that bad.
Yeah.
So it's like all he's got is like no insurance on the car, and then instead he just floors it, does 90 down a dual carriageway the
Yeah.
wrong way, then careens into a field, leaps over a fence, collapses into a ditch, and it's like, mate, if you just paid your insurance,
If you just- yeah.
this would have been all right.
It's like a parking ticket.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's got an overdue parking ticket and the police are onto him.
Yeah, it's like PC's Wiseman and Greg are
Doesn't get a last name.
Well, this is his last name.
right.
Yeah, Charles Gregg. Yeah, are on the look, are on their nightly patrol. We go, oh, this car's driving a bit weird. Better pull him over, and you pull him over. You're right, lads. It was like 4 guys in there. Can we just check your boot? And it's got
Hot
like
boxing.
yeah, it's got like circular saw, wire cutters, 18 pairs of unopened gloves.
Loads of balaclavas.
Wait,
I'm gonna let you off with a warning this time, lads.
Yeah.
What you got planned tonight, lads?
A blueprint of the local bank.
Yeah.
Weak spots marked on it.
I'll just go home. We're going to the chip shop.
Yeah.
All right, lads. Well,
off you go.
stay out of trouble, yeah?
Yeah. Take it easy.
I swear I saw a bit, and it was like they'd busted some guys who were like professional caravan thieves.
Good.
That's specific, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a
an
living,
interesting
isn't it?
niche.
Yeah.
Put that on LinkedIn.
Also, probably quite easy to steal. Just hitch them
Caravan.
up, drive off.
They had like I think they had a circular saw in their car. Like it's
Nice.
like get out,
Cut
buzz,
the clamp off.
cut the clamp off. Yeah,
Job
and then
done.
Drive away.
drive away.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. Probably didn't put their number plate on the back of the caravan, did they?
Nah.
That's
Unmarked
another crime.
That's not
caravans.
good. Yeah, no.
That's
Yeah.
2 crimes. Number plate fraud, which I think is what it's called, and stealing a fucking caravan.
Yeah.
There is a house not too far away from
Here we go.
where we are currently recording, and
What you
it
might call a
has
neighbour.
a neighbour, if you will.
Neighbouring house.
And there is quite a large caravan which is permanently on the driveway.
Interesting.
And every time I walk past, I think,
Defeats the whole object of the caravan in many ways.
well, indeed, yes. But every time I walk past, I see that there's a gentleman in there, kind of
Oh, yeah.
tinkering, and I think, oh man, he's really
Or
renovating that caravan.
All right.
Or I mean, you
Could
know,
be a wanker van.
could be a wank, could be a tinker, who knows? And
Tinker or wank?
They're not mutually exclusive.
Definitely not.
that is true. And it did actually occur to me after like a year or so of just seeing this man tinkering with his caravan. I was like-
Tinking.
I was like, he lives in that caravan.
Yeah.
It's like having like an extension on your house. It's just
Oh.
yeah.
Do you think he is married to the person who is in the house?
He's married to the road.
Or do you think he was married to the person?
Yeah,
who
that's
was
what I'm
and now
wondering.
he's
What's he done to result?
Yeah, why is he
living in
have
the
to live
caravan?
caravan?
Unless it's like their brother or something.
Yeah,
It's hard to know.
Do you think is that like having your second teenage years?
Living in a caravan.
Post for divorce, where you're like, you know,
I suppose initially you'd be like Millhouse's dad and go, oh yeah, I got a racing car
Get to
bed.
sleep in a racing
Do you
car
get
bed.
do you sleep in a racing car bed? I sleep in a big bed with my wife. But he probably thinks initially, until someone like reality checks him, he's probably like loving
Yeah,
life.
I've got my own world. I can stay up as late as I want. I
Yeah.
can watch anything on TV.
anything on TV.
Anything on TV. It's
Yeah.
a small TV.
If only I had a TV.
If only I had a TV, I would be able to watch anything on it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no one to tell me off. I don't even have to go to work.
I think I'd be less worried about living in a box on wheels than I would be about the fact that like everything I relies upon me running a cable into
Yeah.
into
Through their
that
letterbox.
domain
Yeah,
area.
it's through the letterbox.
I'm just putting the electric through. It's only me.
Oh, actually, yeah. Just going back to like seeing your hometown
Oh,
on
yeah.
like a police show.
Yes.
It's amazing, like
So
the
proud.
the inner when you know the place and you realize that like what they're filming, they're like in a Spielbergian kind of way, stretching time and geography.
Yes.
So this was like in Cool Town, there was like a horse-mounted police officer,
Oh.
and it was like, you know, outside a particular pub, which, you know, I know, we
Sure.
know, and it's like, you know, some lags are kicking off,
Ah,
and it's like, you know,
Villains.
the police are forming a rudimentary cordon to move the men further away from the pub, and it's like, move back,
Move back.
and then it's like, you know, and then the camera like jostles and you get a bit of action, and
Oh,
you get
yeah.
the impression that like this is taking place over miles, and I'm like, that's just around the
That's
corner.
literally
yeah, that's
when you
basically
know
like-
the area. It's like that's
yeah.
shit.
This
Yeah.
whole battle, if you will, took place over like 50 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's formed 15 minutes of
This
footage.
grand event. Yeah, I guess they've got to try and like expand what was probably quite an orderly bunch of guys going, yes, yeah, sure, officer, no worries. Anything we can do to help, we'll just
Yeah.
move her out of the way.
If you could just jostle a bit, lads.
Oh, you want us to jostle?
We'll
We would
retake.
be
If
more
you
than
could
happy.
just jostle a bit.
Yes.
We'll buy you a
Get
drink.
my fucking face! Oink, oink, oink!
Was that good, officer? Was that any good?
Was that better?
Could you actually be a little
Little less aggressive.
Did
Somewhere
you
in the
smash,
somewhere in the
someone
middle.
smash a glass on the floor?
Yeah.
Well-
Fucking pigs!
Well, we had
Yeah,
it.
that'll do.
You got the best of both worlds because they were clearly like covering both Cool Town and, well, where we work.
G-Town.
G-Town.
No
yeah.
one will know what this is.
No one will work it out. And,
yeah, no,
I've said it
possibly
multiple times on the podcast.
yeah. But it was right round the corner from the studio,
Where we work.
and there was a man who was quite insistent on being allowed into the bus station,
Ah,
and
yeah.
the staff had called the police
Rightly so.
because all he wanted was the toilet,
Oh, no.
and they kept insisting to him that we do not have a toilet, sir.
No, there is no toilet at that.
Yeah,
bus.
but what I
there
want,
might be
right?
now.
Yeah, I
there
wanna
wasn't
go
the
in
old
there.
one.
And so
I
they're
want
all
to stick
kicking
some
off.
cocaine up my ass.
Yeah.
And the police were basically like, what we're going to do, sir, is we're going to arrest you quote. Big air
Oh,
quotes
yeah.
for the listeners
for
at
the,
home.
for the producers.
Yeah, because for your own good, sir. And then they're going to arrest him. And then they drove because they realised that like he was ultimately harmless, but had been drinking.
I needed a big.
And then
poo.
they were like, "Where do you live, mate?" And they drove like
Right.
by his house. And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, by the way, just stop the car. Go. We are de-arresting you, sir,"
Oh,
which is
yeah.
like a technical term.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and they're like,
That old Chestnut.
I've never been
or
de-arrested.
unarrested or de-arrested, and then it's like, off you go, sir. Hope you sleep well tonight, and just
Yeah. Classic.
that's
Very
good.
good.
Yeah,
That's good policing.
Yeah, that is good policing.
Yeah.
Just kind of,
That's using your power for good.
yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. I want to be de-arrested. I guess I'd have to be arrested first.
I've
Were
never
you
been
arrested? Have you been living in a state of arrest like all this
The
time?
whole time.
Yeah, I've been
Because
under
they
arrest
arrested me and then I
for
ran.
6 years.
Ah.
Yeah, they never found me.
You're the one guy who got away.
I
on the
I
thermal
lodged
imaging.
over a fence
Yeah.
and they couldn't catch me. Didn't have a thermal camera. Also, I run cold, so they can't see me.
Just get Jason Bourne.
I get colder as I run.
I can control my own body temperature
Yeah.
and go invisible. It's incredible, actually. It's quite a skill. I learned it from a Shaolin monk.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well,
It costs so much.
Yeah, yeah.
All I needed it for was stealing a loaf of bread.
When you were stealing caravans
It
together.
costs so much to learn. It's like a 6-week program they advertise on YouTube. Modulate your own body temperature with my incredible biohack.
Never been arrested.
Yet.
Not yet.
Hell of a
I
claim.
haven't been arrested. I've had a warning.
Have you?
Yeah.
Was that for turning up at the wedding?
What?
That woman's wedding?
That thing,
God,
that
yeah.
terrible crime you
We
committed.
we outran that. Like if
Yeah.
they called the police, which I think they did. 'cause
And you
they
hit,
threatened to.
and you hitting a barn.
We did.
Yeah.
Then fell asleep in the barn.
And woke up in a whimsical 19th century tale.
Very strange.
Oh,
That part of my
scampers,
life.
they're going to arrest us for crashing the parson's wedding. Quick, let's hide in this hay barn.
We've got plenty of tuck in our pockets. Yeah, no, I was in a trolley being pushed around.
Oh, you were a
Um,
victim, really.
The worst of
To
all
be
the
fair, I
crimes.
was. Yeah. Loads of people were doing it, and then me and a friend did it, and everyone else vanished, and
Yeah.
we were the only ones left doing it. And
Classic.
then the police showed up and gave me a warning. I don't know what that really
That
means.
doesn't
though.
mean anything.
I had to sit in the back of their van for a minute or two while they took some details.
A warning means nothing.
That's when they realised that, like, you're just like a big streak of piss, and this
Yes,
is not
exactly.
worth.
Give
any-
him a warning and he won't commit any more crimes.
And they were right.
And you were weeping so.
God,
So hard, yeah.
uncontrollably.
Yeah.
And coming.
Why am I so horny?
It's really weird.
I used to work on a chicken farm.
Yeah.
That was my first job
Yeah, with the soft eggs.
with the soft eggs. And I was once cycling to work in my overalls.
Oh,
And
that's illegal.
That must
You weren't
be,
wearing anything else?
that must be illegal.
very liberating.
Yeah.
Cycling to work in my overalls, and that's irrelevant. I don't know why I keep saying it.
No.
And
you do keep saying it.
I did bump into some police officers on the path because a horse
Oh.
was on the
was on the loose.
loose. It was a
Fuck.
rampaging horse.
So they let you off with a warning.
And they were like, this is the guy who can control our horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who's
This kid in overalls.
Oh gosh,
He's
Look
our
at him.
guy.
he's
He
got the
looks
touch.
capable.
Yeah, he's wearing overalls. He knows.
Excuse me, son.
Excuse me, have you ever had
We're trying to catch this horse.
wild stallion?
He knows his way around a horse.
Yeah.
And
they were right.
I was like, well, I actually work on this farm. Maybe I can call the farm owner, my boss,
You're a hero.
and we
Yeah.
can work it out. And I called him up, and he just went, "It's not my horse."
You haven't even checked.
Yeah. Plausible
You're like-
deniability.
You're
That's
just
what
on
that
the
is.
phone, the police are looking really expectantly at you, and all he says is, "It's not my fucking horse." And you're like, "Ha!"
Just hangs up.
Oh.
It's not my horse, so don't call this number again.
Who the fuck are you? So, can he help?
Yeah. About that.
Yeah. No, so yeah, he was no help at all.
Utterly useless. And
Utterly
they gave you a
useless.
warning for that.
Yeah, they let you off with a warning. Wasting police time.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. Some say that horse is still out there
Yeah.
to this day.
Could be.
Maybe it's the horse that policeman was on.
Oh, maybe so.
Cool Town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
graduate, turned its life around.
Yeah.
Join the police.
Won the Medal of Valor.
The horse turned its life around. Joined the police.
What are the police horses like? Are they trained in like horse combat?
Yes, horse-to-horse combat.
Yeah, but what do you mean? What exactly do you mean by horse
What
combat?
do you mean?
No,
by
no.
that?
Literally, this is my question because it's like oh man, there's a big riot going on. Better crack out the horses.
Crack 'em out.
Like what's the horse bringing to the table?
Well, I would imagine they would give it some form of simulation.
Is it
I don't
psycho?
think they would just throw it straight into a
if
riot.
I think if you're mounted on a horse and you ride into a crowd of dickheads, I think that's probably going to put the willies up in them.
You're just getting kind of like environmental horse damage.
Yeah, it's
from
like
being
it's
near
like
it,
an
yeah.
area of effect thing. You're like,
Sure.
You're
Is it
creating-
psychological warfare?
Yes.
Is it just like you see a big horse, you go, oh, don't
The
wanna
horse
mess with
does
that.
nothing. It just
Yeah.
might kick you in the back of the head.
I don't think anyone thinks they can take a horse.
Because if you fled you know, suspect is pursuing on foot, and like then like you're like a mounted officer, and you're like, I'm going to gallop after them.
Yes. Let's go, Chestnut. Sorry, Officer Chestnut. Let's go.
Sir,
You salute Officer Chestnut.
Ray outranks him.
Sorry, sir. Can we pursue?
Sorry, Officer Chestnut, sir. Permission to chase.
Can we? Sorry, sir. No, I'll wait.
What? Because he's eating sugar cubes.
Midway through an apple.
But what if they did like, you know, you give chase on your mighty horse,
On Officer Chestnut.
and then it's like you catch you on the back of Officer Chestnut, and you catch up with the suspect.
I was in pursuit on the back of Officer Chestnut.
Do you run him
Is that
down?
horse? Yeah, what? Do you just clump him down?
Yeah,
Clompity clomp.
because otherwise you have to stop, get off Chestnut.
Or do you... Do you
We
come
have to
alongside?
stop, get off Chestnut, or they have to get on the back of Chestnut and like hold on to you.
Yeah.
That's
Come
the
alongside,
problem.
match speed with Perp,
Yes.
and then lasso.
Lassoing would be the only
Yeah.
sensible option,
and then
really.
yeet onto the back.
Or like a net gun. Like
yeah, or a
kind of-
big like comical net that you'd catch butterflies with in the Beano.
Yes,
You know,
yeah, that'd
that
be
sort of
good.
thing,
Yeah. And then you want to like truss them and like throw them
Yeah.
over your horse.
Yeah.
Yes, like a skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to
Skin
know.
him. We
could skin him.
Skin him.
Could
That'd
skin him,
yeah.
get some
Yeah.
money for it.
Yeah.
Take him back to the local, I don't know, butcher. Fuck. I
The
don't know.
bush is just full of police horses.
Because you. At the end of the night, it's like a one-use horse.
Yeah.
Well, you'll make a fine pot of
You
glue.
throw a capsule down on the ground, and then a horse is there. It's like, we've got him for 12 hours. Let's go.
Respawned.
He still outranks me. This fucking capsule horse. The greatest officer on the force.
Godspeed, capsule horse.
Speed capsule horse.
He solved so many crimes.
In 12
He
hours.
solved so many cold
Before he
cases.
dissolves.
That's right, Chief.
Brave sir.
Oh, he was due to give evidence tomorrow morning.
We really should extend the life of these capsule horses.
That horse criminal's going to go scot-free.
Nay. Motherfuckers. Oh, we can speak.
Because, like, you get, like, a lot of those, like, they'll use, like, mounted police officers for, like, crowd control and the like.
Yeah.
And
Do
those...
you have a lance?
Yeah, that's my point.
Police lance.
Like, all those encounters kind of begin with, like, everyone's like, yeah, fuck you and fuck the horse you rode in on. And then it's like, you know, after the situation's been diffused, it's like all these like, thugs are like, can I pet your horse?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah, he seemed like a nice enough guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking wanker.
You fucking wanker. Man City lost. Fuck you.
Nice horse, though.
Nice horse there. Lovely horse. What's his name?
Lovely markings.
It's officer to you. You fuck.
You can get a shield if you're an officer.
Yes.
I don't think they do
Police
lances,
shield.
though.
They should, like a joust.
Did we call it a peace shield?
They need a utility belt.
Did you call it a peace shield?
I didn't say that.
Ah.
I just said shield.
Oh. I thought
think-
you said peace shield.
Or maybe I said police shield.
Oh, police shield.
That
Okay,
makes-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes so much more sense. Why would he say a piece?
I thought you were going to say some technical term there. If we put peace in front of everything.
It
If
makes it
if you
okay.
don't calm down, I'm going to batter you with my peace
Yeah,
shield.
quick,
I'm going to shoot you with my peace gun.
Yeah. That'll show you some fucking respect.
Fucking respect. I'm a peace officer.
I'm a keeper of the peace. Now
Yeah.
shut up or I'm going to shoot you in the head.
Give him a peace nuke.
Oh, hello, Cat.
There's
Sorry.
a cat in here.
The cat's
cat
just
here.
come to join us.
Hello, cat.
Yeah. Well, here he comes.
Here we go.
This is great audio. This.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Well, I mean, the cat's like it's like a sign
Police cat.
to begin the episode.
Oh, that's
maybe.
true.
Yeah.
We should probably begin the
Yeah,
episode.
who's got an 8?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
So,
Gonna treat us.
one of the things I predominantly watch now is
Predobolo.
It's children's programming on Channel 5
what's that?
I found it hard
through
to
the
believe.
Milkshake medium.
Where's that?
you've
The Milkshake family of shows.
You're not going to repeat yourself, are you? Because you've talked about
No,
Milkshake
I'm not.
before.
No, I'm not.
Milkshake.
No, I'm not. Within that, there are many adverts because Channel 5 is a commercial enterprise. Now, their demographic is obviously young children.
Right.
So there's a lot of tap.
Would you say the ads are probably directed more at the children than
I would say
for
so.
yourself?
I would
Yes.
say so, but I do pay attention.
Notoriously cash-rich children.
Cash rate, oh yeah,
no, very
they
much
really
so,
are. My hate is something that's not dissimilar to a Tamagotchi, but it's sort of a variation on the Tamagotchi.
Oh, I may be aware of this.
Are you? It's called a Pruny-Roon.
Nope, not aware of that.
What?
It's called Pruny-Roons.
That's not. You can't just say that.
Now.
That's a wrinkly Wayne Rooney, is it? Or...
I mean,
Rooney, he's been in the bath too long.
could be. So a pruny rune it looks ostensibly like a Tamagotchi.
Right. Little display, little buttons.
Little display, little buttons, little animal.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to read you now some
we
of
go.
the wording that is included in this advertisement, and you tell me what you think is going on that differentiates the pruny rune from the Tamagotchi and other similar knockoff products.
Okay.
So the two first phrases they say
Here we go.
Squishy, feel it.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
And then it goes into you can really touch your squishy friend inside. The more you squish, the more fun you unlock. And the digital pet powered by your touch. So basically this Tamagotchi has a little hole in it and you can put your finger in
What?
and stroke your little Tamagotchi. So there's obviously something in there that's squishy and feels like this animal inside.
How
And,
accurate
and
is
then
it?
your finger appears on the screen.
Oh,
And it's like it's stroking the animal.
Oh.
And it looks and
Interesting.
sounds, and I assume feels, grotesque.
yes. Is the gimmick that the creature is inside some sort of egg or casing?
I think it's a creature that evolves, it hatches essentially, and evolves, and you play games with it.
Right.
The novelty factor is you can touch it,
yes.
Right.
but it's not actually it. It's
It's-
some goo they've put in there.
Oh, okay. Is the creature meant to be squishy, furry? Like, what's the...
I think there's
What's
there's
the story
different
here?
options. I think
Could
there's a furry option, there's a squishy option,
could some food get stuck in that hole? Conceivably.
conceivably.
Great.
Anything could get stuck in that hole, I would say.
That's good. You could stick
and that
anything in hole.
really is part of my problem with it.
Yes.
That you are supposed to touch this purely digital creature.
Yeah. And I guess when you touch it, it sort of reacts on the
Yeah.
screen in some way.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, yeah.
So the cat's back, John.
Cat's-
Sorry, everyone. I'm
this
gonna
cat is very distracting.
Please keep talking. I'm going to have to deal with the cat.
This is the
cat-
most
the cat- this
distracting
cat needs to go
I've
outside.
ever seen in my life.
It's distracting me from my squishy friend.
Yeah.
God, he's off out.
He's not that squishy. Actually.
Now, it got me wondering whether this was a novelty thing to Puny Rune, which is a brand name,
Yeah.
or whether Tamagotchi has ever done anything like this.
So
Because to me, it seems horrible.
it does. Yes, I'm fairly au fait with Tamagotchi.
I
as a
thought that's
brand.
why I wanted to bring this to you.
And although I've only ever owned 2 Tamagotchis in my life, they have
Yeah.
both been official Tamagotchis.
Oh.
I'd like to add.
Are you including your Pikachu?
I'm not including
No,
that.
'cause
that's although Tamagotchi-esque, it is not a Tamagotchi.
I think I had a knockoff.
because I think a lot of
Tamagotchi.
people use the word Tamagotchi as a sort of term for like little cyberpay thing.
Yes.
But a Tamagotchi is a specific one, like it's a brand.
And the Tama bit means egg.
Yes.
Is that right?
Oh, I
Yes.
see. Right.
Yeah.
Tama and Dama are 2 words that seem to be somewhat interchangeable for spherical object.
Gotcha.
And so yeah,
My Tamas.
and Gotchi. So the whole
I
name,
said my balls.
My balls.
my balls,
My balls.
my Tamas. Yeah.
My
So
precious.
there's a
Tamas.
Japanese word, Tomodachi, which means friend.
Egg friend.
Tamagotchi is it's like a pun for egg friend
Egg
or
friend.
friend
Egg
from an
friend. Yeah.
There you go.
egg. But yes, I am familiar with the range of Tamagotchis. As far as I'm aware, there has never been one
There's
that
nothing you can
can
stick your finger in.
that you can fondle or stick into a hole.
Just a finger-sized hole in
Just
a
a
little video.
finger-sized hole.
But I'm just now doing the little
Can
finger
you see
motion.
inside the hole?
It's dark, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's dark, but it's obviously like a plastic covering, and then
I'm
it's
going to
just a
look
little
this up
bit
while
of
you're talking.
like squidginess poking out
Puny
of this hole
rune.
that you can like tickle.
Puny rune.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh my God, I
yeah.
spelt it right the first
You
time.
tickle it, and it just sort of your finger then appears, or your finger,
Yeah,
a
it
finger
looks a lot like a Tamagotchi.
appears on the screen.
So is it pruny rune or puny rune?
It's puny, P-U-N-I, R-U-N-E.
Puny rune.
And there it is with the hole.
Oh.
So there's a little hole.
It
you
looks
put
like
your
a
finger
tiny
in.
bowling ball, but with
Yeah.
only one finger hole.
Oh. I guess that's better than what I was imagining.
What
I
were you
thought-
imagining?
I thought the orifice was like this big puckered anus right in the middle of it.
It could have
like,
been.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't put it right in the middle, otherwise it would be interrupt the screen. I would
It would
assume.
again away the screen.
No, I was
As a really
picturing
stupid
like
thing to
the
say.
classic Tamagotchi.
Yeah, with a
Just
hole.
a little screen,
underneath.
2 buttons, and then just right front and centre below
Oh,
the
yeah.
screen,
An
like
anus.
just a puckered anus.
digital
Yeah.
interaction.
No,
anus.
your finger
A
comes.
DIA.
If you're looking at the screen, your finger comes in from your right
Yes.
into
Yeah.
the top right hole.
Stage
Oh, and
left,
then
as they
and
say.
then
Stage
the
left,
the digital finger appears.
The digital finger appears when your finger goes in the hole,
from the top right. Yeah.
and the animal reacts in such a way that it's satisfied by what's happening
Here's
to
a
it.
question:
Yeah,
if you're a person of color,
yeah.
is the finger?
I don't know.
I bet it isn't.
I bet it isn't.
Yeah.
It's just like a digital finger.
It's just a digital finger. but
Race.
what
It,
colour
it
is
doesn't
that
really
finger?
come up in the Tamagotchi lore, but there is
No.
no race.
There's no race.
Yeah, we
so
all
it's like
just,
a blue finger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We're all
exactly,
just one beautiful person.
From
under
what I've
God.
seen,
Yeah.
it's a white person's
Yeah,
finger.
this is what I thought. Yeah.
From what I've seen on the screen.
Ruined.
Yeah. That didn't occur to me.
No,
When I
no.
brought this to you, to be honest.
Weirdly, it was one of the first things I thought.
I was worried about sticking my
Yeah.
finger into goo.
Yeah, you've been getting
with it.
increasingly like right wing and judgmental as you
very
get
much
older.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The creature.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It's a weird
Like a blob.
non-creature thing.
In the same way that like Tamagotchis
Yeah,
are just weird
kind
little
of.
like blob.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is reinvent the Tamagotchi with a novelty. But the novelty is horrible and grotesque and feels like you're touching
Knowing
something
that children
fleshy.
will play with this, it will just be full of grime and
Yeah.
crap and maybe a pee.
It'll have, you know those things that stick to the walls that you used to.
Yeah,
throw
and they
them
just
at?
get covered in
That's what
fluff
I'm
and shit.
imagining it feels like. They just get
Yeah.
hairy and gross.
There'll be no secondary market for these because if you buy a second-hand puny rune,
Who would buy one of those?
it will just be full
Yeah.
of crap.
But like, I never had like a true Tamagotchi. I had like a knockoff
Yeah,
Tamagotchi,
loser
like a little
Tamagotchi.
dinosaur-y kind of one.
Loser.
But there's very limited things you could do with them. You'd wait for them to have a crap, you'd clean it up, you know, you'd give them some food, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. You could like, I don't know, scratch their head by pressing
Play
a
a
button.
game with
yeah.
them, which was always
But like, you
basic.
couldn't just keep spamming it.
No.
So it's like, oh, I'm going to use the hole. I'm going to pet my little creature.
Yeah.
You do
What if it bites?
And like,
That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be something.
Wouldn't
yeah,
it be good? Because you've got a crying child.
Yeah, there might be blood in there.
There might be
Oh,
blood.
There could be a needle,
Little needle.
but it only deploys once in every 400 times.
and then it tells you what your insulin level is.
Yeah,
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's low.
Yeah. You're dying.
Yeah.
You stop playing with his toy and look
Yeah.
after yourself.
Yeah, you need insulin.
You
Yeah.
must stop playing with the puny rune immediately. Yeah, it feels weird.
I bet it does.
Either
feel weird.
get a real animal
get
or a Tamagotchi.
Get a real pet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to touch something, touch a real animal.
So I thought you were going to talk about another virtual pet
Oh, yeah.
product that I've seen, and it's called a Bitze.
Oh.
Bitze.
I didn't know there was so many kind of doing the rounds.
And what this looks like a clamshell box, kind of like what you'd expect an engagement ring to be in.
Oh.
And then you open the box, and it doesn't open fully up. It opens like maybe at a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
And in that space is what can only be described as a transparent tongue that flaps up and down from top of the
Oh, I
box
don't like that.
to flat. So rapidly that
No.
the very end of the tongue, the very outermost edge of the tongue, has LEDs on it. And as it flaps, it essentially in space draws what looks like a floating creature.
Oh, I have
Like
seen
a
these.
hologram
I have
kind
seen
of thing.
these.
But it works by this sort of flapping tongue.
Right.
Which you can't really see the tongue because the lights
Moving
create
so fast.
Yes, exactly. And the lights create what looks like a little beast in this so the beast kind of looks like it's
Do
floating
you have
in
to
the
care
air.
for this beast? Is it the same principle?
It's exactly the same principle as
So it's still
Tamagotchi.
got buttons
to
and-
press.
yeah.
You can
I think
wipe
I
up
have.
its shit.
I think I have
you can
seen
feed
this.
it.
Now you mention it.
But the gimmick is beyond that, which is already something of a gimmick, is that you can touch it. And when you put your finger into that box, you essentially touch this flappy tongue.
I don't like that.
And then it sort of reacts by the sort of image generated, kind of compresses as though you're pressing down on its little head. And of course, all you really feel is the flappity flap of a plastic tongue.
Which is better or worse than having like a soft pocket? that
Maybe
you can, like,
a soft
yeah.
pocket was a bad choice of words.
oh,
Maybe better.
a fleshy pocket.
Fleshy little pocket.
Yeah.
People are going to put other things in that pocket. It's not very big.
What do you mean?
Well, dick.
Oh,
but I guess if
I
your
was, I was hoping you were going to say dick. Actually,
if your dick's quite small, I guess it would fit in there.
children's.
Let's not. Let's not. Like, yeah,
Let's not go there.
Let's not. No, please. Please.
Worst episode ever.
There are some frontiers that we do not need to cross on this show. Yeah. Wow. I saw some like classic. I guess like not OG, but brought back Tamagotchis, like in the original style. When
they're back. Yeah, they're back.
Yeah, when I was last in London.
With
Yes.
Tamagotchis and these kinds of things, right? Generally,
Yeah.
if let's say I don't know, I had a Tamagotchi when I was 5.
Did you have a Tamagotchi?
I had a knockoff one, I think.
I thought you'd be too earthy
Cool.
to care.
Cool is the word you're looking
You're
for.
outside,
Cool.
like I
Cool
thought
is
you
the word.
were
Cool.
busy building a fence or something as a kid, rather than.
I was
Yeah.
busy jumping over fences and getting my leg impaled on them.
Oh, that's true.
Getting tracked by a thermal camera.
You were 23.
Let's say I had one when I was 5 and I got bored or fucking whatever.
Let's say.
And I found it like I found the Megazord in my mum's loft.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
this hasn't happened. I'm just
Oh,
giving
okay.
You're
you-
hypothetical.
I'm hypothetical.
So you never had a
you.
Tamagotchi?
No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
I did.
No, you did. That bit's real.
That
That
bit's
bit's
true.
real.
Oh, sure, yeah.
The hypothetical situation is, let's say I found it in my mum's loft after 25 years.
Still alive.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Ah.
Would I be able to switch it back on, put more batteries in it, and it would still work?
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
almost definitely you would. Yeah.
It wouldn't have expired.
Unless the battery was left in there and it had gone
melted.
horrible.
Sure.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
would still operate in such a way.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I found my one that I had when I was like 10,
What a boy.
but a lad, and I replaced the battery and it worked fine.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's
One,
very, very
one died
basic.
and then there'd be another egg, right? That was the
Yeah,
thing.
you'd
They
start it up and you'd get a little egg
Only
on the
had
screen.
they only lived like 8 days, didn't they? or something
No,
like
they
that?
lived like 30 days.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. If you were really bad at
Oh well, I didn't have a true Tamagotchi.
oh, no.
yeah.
Oh, I've learned
yeah.
something
That's
about you.
Your
Yeah.
mum told you, they only live 8 days, Jonathan. Don't worry.
Yeah, if you raise them really badly, then they could die very quickly. Or quite often they leave. They don't necessarily
just
die.
walk off
They
screen.
fuck
Pack my
off.
bag. What happens then? You still got another egg.
You can restart it then.
I
So
see.
it'll say something on the screen. I can't remember what it says, but basically, like, you failed. You're a bad parent.
You're
You
a
are
bad.
shit.
You're bad. You're bad.
Don't
And
do
then
that again.
Press reset. Get a new egg.
You don't deserve the beautiful gift of a Tamagotchi life.
I
Unless you
found-
press A.
What I found funny about Tamagotchis, the lore of Tamagotchis was they were aliens that had come down to Earth,
Oh, okay.
and all they wanted was to be cared for by human beings. That was their sort of driving force in their
Sure.
hearts. And there were
work
like
shy, eh?
there were like 14 different resulting Tamagotchis you could get. They all
Right.
looked different depending on how you brought them up.
Okay.
But the best one, the way you won at the Tamagotchi,
Super
was
Tamagotchi.
by getting Bill.
Oh yeah.
And Bill was a Tamagotchi form that looked like a little man.
It's just a man.
He was a man. He had glasses on and a side parting, and he looked like an accountant. And the reasoning is that the Tamagotchis took a form that represented how they had been brought up. And if they took a form that looked like a human, it meant that they respected the human race through you so
Right.
profoundly.
That's how you won.
Yeah, that they had
Right.
mimicked you.
Yeah.
There are no winners.
Because I
I never got a Bill.
No.
As it happened, I got one, and I remember distinctly that had a bandit mask on. So it kind of looked like a robber.
Oh.
And it had these little feet that kind of looked like water boatman skis, and it would
Right.
slide from side to side of the screen, and it looked really like a bit shifty, like
Right.
it was going to sell me crypto or something.
so it was kind of judging you basically.
yeah,
It's like you.
and I was like, oh, that was.
made me this way.
I thought that was quite a fun form that I got, and in later life I looked it up. It is the worst form
You
could
raised
get.
the
I
worst.
raised the. He's like a little bandit.
What do you do wrong?
I think I gave him too many sweets. I let him stay up late. I didn't put him to bed. And yeah, just didn't look after him when he
turned
shat
into
himself.
a wrong un.
I made the worst one, which weirdly I was such a good boy. That's
Yeah.
maybe the only
Mate,
rebellious
felt
thing I've
good about
ever done.
yourself, Yeah.
Because mine didn't look like it looked like a little cloud. It wasn't like egg shaped.
The
The
unit
one I
itself.
had, yeah, because it wasn't an official Tamagotchi, and your little blob creature would eventually grow into like a dinosaur. Like I don't know how many different like forms.
My brother
there
had a
were.
dinosaur one. Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. It might be the same one. There can't have been too many
I
out
think
there.
I must have had a Tamagotchi because I remember having an egg-shaped one.
Yeah, there were knockoff egg-shaped ones.
Well,
as
that
well.
Yeah.
yeah. Then.
I
But
rem-
you could have done.
But I remember like going on a day out with my grandparents, and me and my brother when we were young, and as a kind of like be good boys, we left Tamagotchis in the car
No.
while we were out, and then when it came back,
Tamagotchis die in hot cars. Hot car.
hat car, in hat cars.
Help!
Tap it in for me, John.
But it didn't die. But of course, you come back like after 6
had
or
a
so
really
hours
bad
out and about,
attitude.
shit everywhere.
There's shit. Yeah, because
so
the shits would
much
stack
shit.
up on
They
top
really
of each
would.
other.
So
Yeah.
much shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Takes an ages
Of
to
course,
clean up.
5 minutes of cleaning up.
Yeah.
What's
but
he
the
gonna
damage
do?
is already done.
Who's he going to complain to?
Now you're going to get a T-Rex or a pterodactyl or
Yeah.
something instead of a triceratops or a lovely
know,
brachiosaurus.
I wonder
Here we
if
go.
people ever got emotional when their Tamagotchis died.
I
Well,
got
every 8 days I was
Did
heartbroken.
you though?
As a kid, I was emotional.
Were you?
Yeah. I got really sad when mine died.
I
'cause I
think-
love my little bandit.
I think you press the reset button and
Yeah,
All my worries went away.
yeah.
Because when a Tamagotchi passes on, it becomes like a little angel on the screen. It's got little angel wings.
Yeah.
It's quite kind of like sad.
I'm trying to
really.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I saw those Tamagotchis when I was in London a few months ago, and I was like, there's a part of me which is like,
Kind of
I
want
could
one.
get a
that could be
Tamagotchi.
kind of fun. And then the more sensible part of me was like, no.
Yeah. That part of me, I don't have.
Yeah, I know, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
no, Don't think, just do.
Yeah, exactly.
Are your, like, Pikachu Tamagotchis
Pocket Pikachu, they're
still
called.
alive?
No, I completed both of them.
Completed?
Yeah.
They took
they
them out
died.
behind the woodshed.
Yeah.
Pocket Pikachu works slightly differently, where he collects energy because they're
Oh.
pedometers, right?
Ah.
So as you walk, steps generate energy, and then you
I
feed that energy to
see.
Pikachu. And when he reaches a certain amount of energy, he goes, "Thanks, buddy." I'm out of here.
And he ascends to heaven.
And he ascends into pure energy and enters the national grid. And he powered my house for a week.
You've done it.
I got free energy for a week off of off of the national grid, which is nice. Yeah, and then it just leaves and it says on the screen, if I power them up now, which they still, because I checked them the other day, it just says 1,000,000 steps, well done, and it just does a little fanfare like.
Can you reset it though?
I could reset it,
reset
but I
it.
haven't done.
No.
Because it's a whole new responsibility. Then I don't.
Interesting, yeah.
I don't have what it takes to be a mother again.
And you have 2.
Yeah, I have 2 because because there were 2 generations. There was the black and white one, and then there was the color one.
Yeah.
And you got to buy them.
And I have got to catch them all.
Yeah.
Would you finger a puny rune?
Good lord. It's the worst thing
Good
I've
lord,
said.
there it is.
That's the title of the episode.
There it is.
No.
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 Even though I love a toy, and I'll play with a new toy very
Yeah.
excitedly. That there is a line.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that is it.
There it
I
is.
think that's the line.
We found it.
We found
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And you purchased the chicken nugget McDonald's Game Boy.
I did
I remember
purchase
it.
the chicken nugget. I brought it in, didn't I, as a love?
You did, yeah.
That is pride of place in my collection of shitty LCD toys. That one isn't even like I wanted it because I like genuinely wanted it. I wanted that because I truly believe that to be a piece of history. And not owning that would be a crime. I have a Game Child, which,
Yes.
as it happens, turned out to be more legendary and more rare than I could ever have realised.
Who manufactured the
I've never
Game
heard of
Child?
that.
No one we would ever know, I don't think. But the Game Child was a Game Boy knockoff
I see.
that was
Made
made
by
by
Non-Tondo.
not Tendo.
Not Sendo, yeah.
And I found one in a skip. I was walking down the road
Oh.
in my hometown and walked past a skip, and there was just what looked like a Game Boy just resting on the top of all of the garbage.
How
And I was like,
interesting.
"Haha, yoink!" And then I got it home and it's like, "Oh, this isn't a Game Boy.
I
This is a
appreciate.
Game
I
Child."
appreciate that we only have like 2 jokes on this show, and I'm fairly certain I
Yeah.
may have made this one before. Did it ever cross your mind that this might be a trap made specifically for you?
It did not.
Now, how can we
Which means-
entice young Nick?
It didn't cross my mind at all, which means if it had been a trap, it would have worked.
Yeah.
Yoink.
When
Oh,
I-
no!
Go ahead,
A
Nick.
net.
It's just like the stranger is offering you a treat.
It's like a perfectly circular patch of leaves. you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
No, it was like, it was just wild grass, except for a circle of like mowed grass.
I
And
like
a
the
Game
idea
Child in
that
the
a
middle.
child had just rested that there and gone in for like a glass of juice. And Nick just walks past, yoink.
If they'd done that, they were very stupid.
Well,
They were
yeah.
skip.
Peter, something has happened to
It's
my,
my Game Child.
my Game Child.
I love how it's called a Game Child. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't even any try there.
And you still
anywhere.
have this.
Oh, right, it's
device.
pride
You've
of
got it,
place
yeah.
in my collection.
And
yeah.
it is quite a rare.
As it
thing.
happens,
As it
yeah,
goes.
there's a YouTuber called Ashens
Mm.
who his whole gimmick, or at least a lot of his gimmick on YouTube for a while ago, is like more of a classic YouTuber from back in the days when YouTube was good. It would be to review kind of crappy toys.
I see.
And he reviewed the Game Child on his video and revealed a sort of mini history of
Mm.
it, where it turned out it was actually quite a sort of rare
Oh.
knockoff of a Game Boy, and that there are 3 versions of it that have different games on them. There's a football one, a meteor space shooter one,
I'm
a
the game
third-
teenager.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the grown-up one. Being able to get hold of all 3 is incredibly difficult.
Oh.
'Cause it's actually quite hard to get hold of knockoff stuff.
Yes.
In a funny sort of way. Because
Yeah.
it only sticks around for a
Because
little
no
while.
one, no one tries to buy that.
No.
It's tricking grandmas. But
Yes.
You want the Game Boy.
In the moment, while the Game Boy's popular.
We need to find a grandma that we can just send out into the world.
Yeah.
Find a
The
Game
man,
Boy.
the man said this would be the one you wanted.
Yes, I ask her for a Game Boy and she'll bring me a Game Child.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people just threw them away, I think.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
why
yeah.
they're weirdly kind of rare. It's shit, though. I've tried to play the game as well, because I can put batteries in it.
Nice.
It's inscrutable. I cannot work out what I'm supposed to be doing. I think my base is being hit by meteors.
Oh.
And all I seem to be able to do is make sure it gets hit by meteors, which seems counterproductive.
Please help us get hit by meteors.
They don't want that.
You can do it by doing nothing.
Yeah,
but also
I'm
by
really-
doing something.
I'm really good at it. Yeah. But if that had a hole in the side of it and I could stick my finger in that and feel the games.
Yeah. Well, you also
the
have a
meteors.
You also have a
Here we go.
handheld console that comes with a crank on the side of it.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
brought that in as a potential love,
Yeah.
I think, as well on this,
So,
on this fucking show.
so there's pedigree here because we're laughing at the thing that's got a hole in it.
Yeah.
I think so. And here's my thesis, and here's my line. Everything you've described that I both own and we have seen out in the world has external features. But this has an internal one.
Internal feature.
I don't want to poke into a thing.
No.
I don't want to poke in. I want to play out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's profound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It certainly could be.
It's definitely profound adjacent.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about like bizarre peripherals because I think is it the Playdate that has the crank on the side?
It is,
It's like
yes.
a Game Boy with a crank.
Yes.
You know.
I'm playing a game on the Playdate at the moment, and you explore like a little world, and then whenever you meet these little switches in the world, in order to open gates and portcullises, you turn the crank, and then the gates open, and then you run through the gate before it closes. It's really good.
Really stretching on that one, weren't
Really,
they?
yeah.
Really just like how.
What else can we do? We
How
can
the fuck
we can
do
put
we
a
use-
crank on it.
How the fuck do we use this crank?
Not really needed, if I'm honest.
It'd be like
But I
having
like
a,
it.
it'd be like having a GameCube that came with like a skipping rope attached to like one end of
I
it.
would not be surprised if that exists.
Yeah.
It does something,
Yeah,
but
the Wii probably had a skipping
for one game.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the Wii definitely would have.
yeah, it would have worked perfectly. Yeah, no, I don't like it.
No, me
I
neither.
don't like it, and
Not
I'm a
a
toy
fan.
boy.
Me neither. You are a toy boy.
Yeah.
No, me neither. It disgusts me.
Yeah, I can fuck off, actually, I think. I've got hate. I hate it. I haven't been able to put this into words very well, but I hate it.
Well, this should
Oh,
be
you've
good.
come
This
to
should
the
be-
right
This
place.
should be good then.
Oh, this is an audio medium.
Yeah.
When brands try to sell their product with like a kind of sob story that connects their brand to a greater story. So a really good example of this is that fucking McDonald's ad that was a few years ago when an old man leaves his house and all the way through town he interacts with a load of young kids and they're all kind of yobbos.
Yeah.
Like they get in the way when he's queuing for the bus. They take his seat somewhere where he's on the bus or something like that. And then he gets to McDonald's and he gets his burger and he tips his fries into the other side of the burger box.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he looks over at the opposite table and there's a young lad there.
And the young shithead. That
A
he
young
proved-
shithead with a balaclava on and a knife. And he's...
And he's just robbed his chips.
yeah. And he tips his chips into the other
They've got
side
a
of the
moment
box.
of connection.
And they have a
And
moment.
they go, oh, we're not so different, you and I.
Yeah, and it's like...
Then he stabs everyone.
Gives us your fucking
stabs
wallet.
everyone with his shiv. And it's like, oh, look at this lovely shared moment.
It's wonderful.
And they're trying to sell you on the idea that McDonald's
brings people
as-
together.
Yes, but as a product is so like based in everyone's public world. It's just we all do it.
A
We
lot
all
of-
tip our
yeah.
chips into, and to be fair, I do tip my chips into that fucking
Yeah.
side of the bird box. But still, like you don't get to decide that you're an integral part of human society.
Was that ad particularly triggering for you, Nick Angel?
Hello.
Because you are what society refers to as a scally's dream.
Yeah.
You're the old man.
In the same way a man with a big head would be referred to as a sniper's dream.
Yeah.
I'm a scally's dream. Because they pick on me so much and I don't know why. Anyway.
We can smell that weakness.
It was very
In every
triggering.
shot of the man being bothered by the kids, you're on the floor because they've already dealt with you.
Yeah. It's like,
I
just rocking
assume
back and forth.
McDonald's are a classic example because I have to assume, as a company, millions must be put into marketing for McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they also must know that we're a global brand, but we have to advertise it very differently in every country.
Yes.
Because they're like, we can't be selling beef burgers in India. That's a bad one.
In a way.
But they're like, okay, in America, what is it? It's big, it's brash, the golden arches, liberty.
Yeah,
yeah, fucking convenience.
It's like the
great.
Statue of Liberty kicks a door in with a gun and shoots a burger into the mouth of a child.
And everyone just
Do-do-do-do-do.
everyone stands up and applauds.
And then in the UK, they clearly had an algorithm or some spreadsheet that proved to them that we just like twee as fuck shit.
Old men, scallies, twee shit.
Because the other one, it's like, they go, oh, the British, they're just suckers for heartwarming crap. So let's
Yes.
have like, the McDonald's coffee.
Yeah, McCafe.
And McCafe, if you will. Yeah, what are we going to call it? I can't think of it. It's impossible.
There's no way we'll ever
McCafe,
know.
McDonald's coffee,
Way
yeah.
we can market this.
And they're like,
Don't worry, I'm here to tell
because
you
we
what
used to do
it's
that ad, which was like, it was like, who's up at 5 a.m. And it was like, here's to the
early
streets,
risers.
here's to the early risers and the street sweepers.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And the one I saw really recently.
As long as they come in and buy something.
Yeah.
Cheers to them.
Otherwise, they're dead. to
Otherwise,
us.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, so the one I saw recently, which really triggered this for me, was that's unbelievable, this advert. It's a Heinz tomato ketchup advert. So it's a Heinz ad. And the gimmick is inferred, without being explicit, that the main character, this girl's dad, has died. Right. Unbelievable.
They're inferring a lot without saying anything. Yeah.
And basically it starts, so she's like an adult woman. She's not a girl, but her father has died. and she's talking about how she used to love that her dad used to tell her to put ketchup on the non-burger side of the bun because it tastes better when she puts it onto the burger, right? And then it cuts to the wake.
What?
I know, this is wild. This is an actual ad that I watched, right? And there's a guy there who had overheard her tell that story about her father.
Wait.
And she picks up her burger. No, that's right. No, she goes over to get some food at the wake.
At the wake?
Yeah.
There's burgers at the wake.
Yeah. And this guy comes over who overheard
Weird
that story,
choice.
and he's done it. He's put some ketchup on the other side of the bun, and he shows it to her, and he puts it on, and he hands it to her, and he goes, "There you go, love," and she smiles, and that tear rolls down her cheek. I don't know.
Single tear.
And then it cuts to a bottle of ketchup, and it just says, bringing everyone together or some shit. And I was just like, this is unbelievable. The way that they want to advertise ketchup, because they know that there's literally no way they can tell us anything about ketchup that we don't already fucking know.
Yeah.
So instead, they're trying to make it out that it's part of the fabric of being a human being in this modern zeitgeistian age, right? That ketchup and where you put it on your burger is so integral to the fucking human condition that we can all connect with each other over it.
This is why I just wonder, like, the fuck's wrong with us as a people and a country?
We are
it's
ruined.
We won't do basic social reform. They give us fucking ketchup and like a tear-jerking ad. And
Banks do it a lot. Banks do it a lot.
Oh, Banks
There's
do
like
it.
Nationwide or Halifax. There's one where a woman who works for the bank finds a scarf on a bus.
Yes, I think it's Nat West. Yeah.
And then she like tries to find this person to make sure they get their scarf back and all this, and it's like, we care, and it's like
The bank's just got your back.
Who fucking cares? Who cares?
Yeah, and
and
also
the woman who works at this bank and gets paid 30 grand a year found a scarf and gave it back to a fella. I'd rather have a better interest rate.
Yeah.
thanks.
You can have the scarf. I'll have 0.5% off my mortgage.
Yeah.
How
Keep
about
the
that?
bloody scarf.
Mortgage would be nice if you don't mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's this. I think it really jenners my marbles though when it's trying to connect the product to like just life. You know what I mean? This is what I mean about not being able to word it very well, because it's like what they're trying to say is that these things are so basic. In the same way as we all get out of bed in the morning, we all have a shower, well, not all of us, there's all these basic things that humans do, and they're trying to tie their brand, or not even tie it to one of those things, but say that putting your ketchup on one side of the bun or putting your chips in that side of the box, those are so integrally basic human things that we can all connect over it. And I'm like, some people don't fucking go to McDonald's. Some people don't like ketchup. It's okay.
Yeah, and ultimately they're selling us, let's be honest, like, it's not a great product.
No.
People like McDonald's not because it's great.
No.
No one's like, oh
I
man.
find it weird that McDonald's is. I know it is kind of part of the public psyche now. I guess.
I guess.
You try to back,
but it's not actually very good.
No,
really.
You try to back act. It's like sneak your way into just being like, well, we'll never be good, but if we can trick people into thinking we're a national treasure
Or wholesome in some way.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
not that
wholesome,
cheap
yeah.
either. Anyway, fuck it. It's irrelevant. But
Yeah, no,
Here's to the workers and the diligent street sweepers. Here's to the late night party goers and the non-sleepers.
it's the rhyme as well.
If you rhyme, it's great.
Fucking hate that.
people like
Yeah.
a rhyme.
It's like an urban poem.
And then it cuts like a man in a high-vis jacket, like, the music, sips his coffee,
He's on his own, but he smiles.
and then he just goes, ugh.
Why is it so?
Cuts
How
to
do you make
black.
a coffee taste like water?
You really fucked this up, guys. Cut.
Yeah.
Why do we keep that bit in?
We'll save that in post. Don't worry.
We could have just cut 2 seconds earlier. It would have been perfect.
It's already gone to print.
Oh.
Oh, it's just
It's just
Oh.
McDonald's.
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 Da-da-da-da-da.
Because they don't call it in the ads. They don't call it McDonald's, do they? They never.
Just
Do they
as
never
M.
say the
They
word?
never say the name. They
That's
just
a
have.
bit weird.
Yeah, because
Well,
I guess
that's
we
the
know it so
strength of
well.
the logo, isn't it? If I drew the letter M, I go on to Liz about this all the time. She gets very bored. It's like if I drew a tick,
Yeah.
you would know that, and that's not even what their
No.
logo looks like. If I drew 3 lines, you would know what that is.
Yeah, it's true.
In the UK,
Alas.
are there any Mackie D's that are the red and yellow? Because
In
more
the US.
no, in the UK.
Oh, in the UK.
Because more often
'cause
than
they've
not,
completely gone for
They're
that
all
dark grey yellow.
mud,
Yeah.
mud green.
because they used to have
Yeah, some of that
like a
kind,
long
yeah.
time ago when I was at uni, like 20 years ago now, they had like the muck cafes, which were like the classy McDonald's, and they were like this emerald green with like the double arches.
I don't think I'd ever seen
And
one
now
of
they
those.
seem to have just adopted that everywhere, so everything's like dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their primary colour, other than the yellow, is like a dark grey.
Yes, it is now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Which is-
wanted to be neutral / environmentally
Yes, exactly. that.
proficient.
They want to look like.
That was their logic, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because
they
the walls
went
are
o-
covered in
at one-
murals of wheat.
Yeah. At one point, they
Genuinely.
went on about how much they were selling salad and
Right,
veg,
yeah.
Yeah.
and that was the same time as their red turned to this green and subsequently the grey.
Because they know the primary colours makes it look fucking trashy and plastic.
Yeah. Oh
And they
yeah.
don't want to. I mean, I can remember when McDonald's burgers used to come in the polystyrene boxes, which ages me.
And they come in cardboard now.
It's entirely cardboard.
It's
now.
entirely cardboard.
It's
Yeah,
all
even the chips.
recyclable.
Yeah.
Some greasy
probably.
cardboard.
I
Yeah,
don't-
well, maybe,
maybe.
not. 'Cause if you
Can you
grease it,
recycle
won't-
greasy cardboard?
I don't think you can.
Who knows?
No.
I'm trying to think now. I don't think I've had a McDonald's in
No, a long time. McDonald's.
20 years.
See, I definitely have had.
Maybe, yeah. Before
I make no bones about it being high couture.
I've had
No.
Burger King more recently and KFC actually more recently than I've had McDonald's.
before my weird diet kicks in, I've KFC'd.
KFC's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I don't mind KFC.
Yeah,
The Colonel.
Kenny
The
Kurt.
Colonel doesn't talk down to us. The Colonel just goes, "Come get your fucking chicken.
What happened to... Come get your fucking
Come
chicken,
get your chicken,
you prick.
greasy
You greasy...
wanker."
Yeah, fuck.
And that's fine. I'd rather be spoken to like that.
Yeah,
What
true.
happened to Ronald?
Where is
he's been
Ronald?
put
Where
down.
is Ronald? He's been
Yeah.
put down. Destroyed.
Has
Ronald McDonald had to be destroyed.
still at large? I haven't quite
Yeah.
caught him. Has Ronald McDonald? Maybe we don't get him in the UK, but he's still there in the America. Have they made
I think
him-
he might be.
Is he young and sexy now?
Oh, yeah. I
could
bet he
be,
is.
yeah.
It's for now Ronald McDonald, but he fucks.
He fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a 6-pack.
No, it's gone. Oh, I was going to say something. Oh, yeah, no, there's that charity they have, which Ronald appears on in the logo for. I can't-
Muck charity.
The Muck Charity,
Yeah.
yes, I believe that's what it's called.
The Muck giving.
It's called like the Ronald McDonald Houses, and I think the whole gimmick is that they provide housing for people who are staying in hospitals long term. Which is a very weirdly specific charity,
Right.
but I guess it's a thing.
And it's like, thanks to the efforts of McDonald's Charity Incorporated, we bought 100 hospital-bound children McDonald's Happy Meals. It's like,
Oh, they're all dead.
Of course, they couldn't have the toy because of the germs
yeah,
and shit.
and it is nil by mouth, so
yes, they're
yeah.
on IV drips. So
Yeah, just have a smell, kids, and
take it away a minute.
All right, take them away, boys.
Yeah, there you go. That's my hate.
Well, speaking of questionable meat,
Oh,
I've got hate.
that was
Segue.
wonderful.
Yeah, I like this. I hate how I think people online just want to die.
Mm.
And they want to die on air live for our entertainment.
I don't doubt that at all.
For all of
Yeah.
us.
So I, to my immense displeasure,
Oh dear.
had some videos come up. Thanks to the algorithm. God bless
Yeah,
your
your algorithm
Yeah.
is in tatters.
Your algorithm,
It changes weekly. Like, it has
I
no
think
idea.
it's trying to work out what you like.
Yeah, because no one understands. I am.
Because you're such a grumpy prick.
Yes,
Like-
yeah. No, I'm glad you said it. Yeah, because it's like if you're just like patient zero for marketing, where
Yeah.
like you'll just buy anything. I'm just this black hole of they're like nothing works. What does this man like?
Because it's quite easy to find things for me. Because
Yeah.
I buy tat.
Yeah,
So it's like all they need to do is show me a video of like a transforming
Yeah.
shark, and I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
it's like
So I get those.
So when we get
You have
into
to mark it because just this product is not for me because I've already bought it.
when we get into the studio every morning, we're like, check the emails and everything. And Nick's like, oh man, I had 100 spam emails overnight. Isn't it weird how everybody just gets like 100 spam emails overnight? And I'm like, no.
Isn't that weird?
It's just you.
How many did you get, John? Less than one.
Yeah. So
A lot of people have my data.
It's funny that, isn't it? Yeah.
Your data's probably worth shit now.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
got it.
You're the
Doesn't
internet.
seem to be.
You're the internet's bike.
Yeah, they love me.
The
They
internet's
love me.
bike.
I
I
buy a lot of the stuff as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had
That's how you know it's working.
I had an immensely distressing video
Oh, yeah.
pop up my algorithm,
There we
and for a
go.
moment I was watching it, and then curiosity kicks in, and then when you realise what's happening, you spin away, but you're like,
Sure.
oh no,
It's too late. You've seen it.
Yeah.
I loitered. Now the algorithm's going to think I'm into this.
You're gonna
Yeah.
get more of this.
So this was like some young buck,
Oh god.
and he's got a bucket, and he walks into his kitchen, and the voiceover kicks in. It goes, and it's like, day 16 of eating nothing but raw animal parts that
dear.
I've encased in aspic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And so he uphangs this bucket
I mean,
onto his kitchen top. And, of course, aspic being a clear jelly made from hooves. And so he uphangs his bucket like a sandcastle. And there is this clear, like, white jelly castle, which kind of collapses under its own weight. And there are just big pink lumps in the middle of it.
oh,
And he said, and then it cuts to him, like, just, upending another little sandcastle. And he goes,
Why is he making it a sandcastle?
and he's like, so far, I've caught salmonella and almost gone blind in one eye. And it cuts to like his eye, and it's just swollen like a balloon and bright red.
This was the point you flicked away.
And I was like, what is happening?
Paralyzed in fear.
And then he upends like a long trough-like tray. And there's obviously a lot of aspic and this long thing, which I think was probably a cow tongue.
Jesus Christ.
Just like a raw
There's
cow
so
tongue.
much like hoof juice and meat on this table at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's not going to eat all of
a
that.
tremendous amount.
you
yeah.
gotta just burn that
and
table.
then
at
and
that
then he
point.
starts with a
Yeah.
big knife, like slicing chunks of this tongue, or tongue. I think it was tongue.
Jellied tongue.
And then I that's when I span on, and I was
Yeah.
like, I can't believe what I'm seeing
Woof.
here. Day 16 of eating nothing but animal body parts in aspic.
And it's like the only reason he's doing this is for
because
clout.
there is
It's like, yeah.
nothing left to do. We have climbed. Every mountain has been climbed. Every sentence has been uttered. There is nothing left
Well,
to
there's
do.
nothing left to do if you're inherently talentless or don't want to commit to something. That's really what we're talking about. Because,
Inherently talentless.
there's loads of comics out there in the world, but we're making another one, right?
Yeah. And
just
it's
because,
yeah, it's
ish.
really bad.
But
yeah.
just because comics have been done before doesn't mean there's no merit in making another comic. Do you see what I'm saying? here?
Yeah.
Just because no one's eaten aspic with meat in it, raw meat in it,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that there's merit in doing that. But just purely because
Yeah.
no one's done it before.
And I guess like it's
What I'm trying to say.
as you say, it's for lack of talent and you have no inherent talent or charisma, but you want to be popular and famous and
So you do
successful.
something no one else would or has.
And a year or
ever
two
done.
ago, you'd be like, "What if I filled my toilet with sweets?"
Yes.
But that's been done.
Or what if you ate a
Yeah,
Tide
that's
Pod?
that's very
What if
vanilla.
I ate a Tide Pod? You know.
Yeah.
Filling your toilet with sweets isn't nearly extreme enough anymore.
What if I filled my mouth with soap pearls
Yeah.
and did a
Yeah.
bungee jump? Oh, no one's done that before.
But we are at a point. But it's like
Soap pearls
Even-
do look delicious?
They do actually
even
look
if I
delicious.
was
They look lovely.
even if I was that desperate, and I was like, you know,
I
what?
can't imagine being that desperate for strangers to appreciate the nonsense that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, you just have the courage, I guess, to do something vile.
But again, it's like, but I imagine if you could somehow build a time machine, pluck a caveman from like 40,000 years ago, drop them down and say, "Would you eat this shit?" And they'd be like, "Nah."
Nah, mate.
I think even people who know
Let me light a fire.
from a more rudimentary time who know nothing would be like, "Why would fuck? That's disgusting. Why would I eat that?"
Yeah.
Like every survival instinct in your body is going, "My dude, don't do that.
So your only explanation is that they want to die.
It's bad, smelly meat."
Bad
Because
smelling
where are we
meat.
at? Like, because the end result is like, I'm gonna eat like rotten
Because
offal.
a lot of these people, they call it, what is it, main character energy.
Ooh.
They think they're invincible.
Yes.
Because they're the main character
Yeah.
in their own lives, and that's kind of fine, I suppose.
But even if
But that's not how it works.
But even if
No.
if I somehow stamped down all my self-respect, all my kind of like
did that
survival
ages ago.
instinct, and I'd be like, you
Yeah.
know what, I'm going to eat just like
Yeah.
a pluck on air.
Yeah,
But
that would probably do.
I
well.
think the moment I got
would do well,
salmonella
yeah.
and my eyes swelled up like
That'd
a
be
golf
enough.
ball,
Yeah.
I might stop.
I might go, maybe I'm going to stop.
That's
I
enough
think
now,
I think
yeah.
I might be dying.
Yeah.
Did he get salmonella in his eye by eating? Or did it squirt into his eye?
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
Or something?
Maybe
How does that work?
I didn't really drill down on the.
No?
No, I didn't visit his channel.
Fuck me, because that was day 16. So he's
Yeah.
been doing that for like 2 weeks.
But there's an aspect where I might, but
Aspic.
even aspic, yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice,
There's an aspect
nice.
where even if I was
Yeah.
horrified by this, which I was, maybe in a moment of like morbid fascination, I would have gone. I actually, thinking about it, I do want to watch this man kill himself,
Yeah.
and I would like.
But a lot of people go with that.
I'm
That's the
horrified at what you've described, but I think I probably would have watched it.
Yeah, just to see
I
this
think
man
I'd go.
kill
And
himself.
Because
yeah.
my algorithm's already fucked, because
Yeah.
I've already linked it for too long anyway.
You know what trichinosis is?
Nope.
Yeah, so there are certain meats, like
Delicious meats.
bear meat.
Oh, lovely.
Bear meat.
Yeah, so you can...
Can you eat bear meat?
Well, you can eat anything with enough time,
if you
yeah.
want,
Yeah,
want to.
true.
But like,
Legally.
Will.
from certain specialist providers, you can buy bear meat.
Lovely.
But they always say you've got to cook bear meat really well
Be too tough.
because
then.
there is a fantastic chance that it is riddled with trichinosis,
You're right.
which is a kind of worm
Oh
Right.
no.
that just lives in meat.
Oof.
And
Oh,
bears
no.
eat a lot of meat,
Yeah.
and they might just be riddled with these worms.
Good.
And you don't want to do that.
No.
So they just live with the worms in them.
Yeah, not well.
No. Okay. Right.
Yeah, they complain a lot, but
Yeah.
no one listens.
There was
yeah.
moaning.
So
The
it'd be
bear
like,
doctors.
and there's not many scenarios where carnivores
dear.
eat carnivores.
Right.
It's quite bad, actually. No
But
one.
bears do,
Bears are just.
or they
you
eat
know,
some sometimes.
Bears are just filthy
Bears
perverts.
love it,
They'll
don't
do they'll do anything, for a high.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But no one's going like, man, I'd love to eat a lion.
no.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Top of the food chain.
Yeah, what's that iron?
Yeah. I guess
lion.
if you eat a lion, you'll become an alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sigma, I
You
suppose.
Maybe
absorb,
a
you
Sigma
absorb
even.
its powers
Yeah.
at that point.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
just like.
You won't have to mew anymore.
I mean, you've talked about him before, ages ago, but like the Liver King.
The liver
A
king.
guy who's
You know
like-
a liver king.
Have you mentioned him on this show?
We
I
have. but
swear
I think
we
like
have.
100
It vaguely
episodes
rings a
ago.
bell.
Yeah, that dude.
YouTube guy, jacked to fuck, but probably with.
He looks
steroids.
awful. Probably smells terrible.
He
as
looks
well.
like he smells like a butcher shop.
Sure.
Big beard, big
Yeah.
curly beard, fucking jacked, always topless,
Yeah.
and he
nice.
just eats raw meat. That's his, and he
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
proclaims the value and the health benefits and how.
But does
you
he
know-
actually believe that, or does he just want like views on YouTube?
Well, the sort of the general consensus is that he's a big fucking liar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
they-
nothing's real online. We can't verify
No.
anything.
But it was somewhat there was a sort of expose sort of
Mm.
controversy that he actually is taking steroids to make his muscles.
sure.
really
Oh
big.
yeah.
So if he's lying about that, what else is he lying?
What
about?
else is he lying
This is
about?
like-
It's one thing to be like, I eat nothing but liver because I'm a real man.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
and
what
I,
is.
and I
it's
don't
very
even
sure.
believe in like cooking it because I'm a real man.
I'm a real fucking.
Yeah.
And he sleeps on a hard wooden panel.
Because
as a
his
bed.
wife refuses to be near him.
Yes.
Yeah, and the smell
But
is
why?
quite
Why? You know, it's if you had to sleep on a wooden plank, fine. But
Yeah.
you don't.
You don't.
You don't.
Yeah,
You
but
sleep on
you're
something
a
much
weak
more comfortable.
beta cuck.
And
That's
even if
why.
you love liver,
But it's very comfortable.
It's
Yeah.
really comfy though, isn't it?
but
Yeah.
if you'd be like,
Living like that is so much more comfortable than sitting on a
Yeah.
concrete slab.
and you could cook the liver.
You could.
Yeah.
cook
You know what
the
I'm
liver.
saying?
yeah.
Like, we wouldn't think any less of you.
Yeah.
Literally, it's impossible. I could not think any less of you. But if
Mm.
you're like, liver is the key to masculinity, I will not cook it though.
Yeah.
I refuse. You could cook it though.
You could cook it though.
You could cook it though if you wanted.
Yeah,
And
but
what-
it's comfort, isn't it? What
what-
you're looking for is an easier life. You fucking beta cuck.
Yeah.
What ultimately does he get out of that though? Ultimately.
I think he'd argue. Well, there's some people who believe in like this carnivore diet, which is like
Yeah.
real men.
But he's going to die just the same.
And also, well,
Probably-
yeah, it was probably going to die because he hasn't shat in like
So it's
7
like, so what's
years.
the
yeah.
benefit?
Well,
Well, he the
Does he
way
want to
he
live
presents-
longer, or does he want to live like that for shorter?
the way he presents his body and how muscular he is. I think his whole thesis is, I am this way because of this lifestyle that I lead.
I'm the
Irrele-
peak
it's
man.
irrelevant.
No man has
and
ever
you could
been.
be like me if you ate raw liver and slept on a plank.
Pointless.
But it's also like, I don't think Paleolithic man was eating like killing wildebeests and like tearing out their liver.
No.
I don't think they were doing it because that was the best possible
No.
life they could imagine.
Because that is what they had to do because they didn't have the resources
it's
available.
like, hello, Paleolithic.
This guy probably
Yeah.
is in a house
Yes, has
where
it?
he has a lot of
is in a
recording
mansion.
equipment.
Yeah. Yes,
So
has
he
a
can
camera.
probably afford to fry a liver
You probably could.
or buy a
Yeah.
bed or
Yeah,
those,
or if
those
you-
kinds of things.
If you really like meat and you're like this much of a douchebag,
Yeah.
have a steak.
Maybe we could use the money to buy things.
Things we
Buy,
like.
buy things we like.
It's like if Paleolithic man did eat a raw liver, which maybe they would have done from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were probably riddled with the same worms.
Yes.
And then they probably died at like 22. Or
Yeah, we don't really talk about that, do we? But I mean, but in those 22 years, absolute giga chads, just like the
Yeah.
like the most powerful men you've ever
the
seen. Yeah.
chattiest fucks you've ever
But
seen.
this is the thing I don't
Yeah.
get as well. Like, it's like, everyone goes like, oh, we should listen to learn the lessons of nature. Ancient man only ate meat. It's like, no, ancient man was a fucking omnivore.
Yeah.
If you found a
Yeah.
berry, you'd eat a berry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That was a good
They
day
were
if you found a
fucking
berry.
hunter-gatherers.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
Get a
Sometimes
bit-
they gathered.
Get a bit of grain
Yeah,
in there.
I love to
you know,
grind.
what you
Chew on
got,
a
yeah.
grass.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What is always just like...
I don't like things for clout generally.
No.
This kind of thing is probably the higher end of weird. and you could kill yourself.
I think
But anything for clout, it's like, what's the point?
I think in the year of our Dark Lord 2025, we can agree that the internet was a mistake.
I think it was.
Like, I think we've got enough
It
data
started
now.
out well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of promise in
Should
97.
have capped it.
you know.
Should have capped it to emails.
Yeah. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, actually.
Emails
yeah.
and like Newgrounds, maybe.
Yeah.
Emails in Carter. That was good.
That was on a disc though.
Oh, God.
Good old Encarta.
What I wouldn't give.
Carter.
I enjoyed the limited amount of information it held.
Don't even have a disc drive anymore, so I couldn't even
No.
play Encarta if I wanted to.
I loved Encarta. It was great.
Yeah.
Just used
I
to like
never
find
had
out
an
about certain
Encarta.
things.
You never had
Yeah.
Encarta?
No.
Yeah, I
From a
loved it.
deprived family.
I had
Little
a
encyclopedia.
had Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade on Windows 3.1.
Yes, was that point and click adventure?
It was a point and click
Yeah, we
adventure.
had that and we got stuck
It was,
very early
yes,
on,
it was
and
utterly
impossible.
inscrutable. Yes, yeah.
We had
And
a
I
lot of
would
fun games.
Start again.
We had it on CD-ROM.
Yeah, you had a CD-ROM. You were living in the future.
CD-ROM.
You
I
had
remember having
Sonic
floppy
CD.
disk games. Yeah.
Floppy disk games, lovely.
Yeah,
How
lovely.
could you fit a whole game on a floppy disk?
They were bad.
I remember my dad coming home from work with a floppy disk, and it had a game called Snarf on it, or something like that.
Snarf.
Yeah, and it was like a little map. You just moved like a little thing around a map and like
Oh.
shot. Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
I think someone at work just gave it to him.
Yeah.
What a world!
There was this little shop in my hometown it was just full of like old computer stuff, like keyboards and monitors and stuff like that. But it had this box that was just full of floppy disks, and it was just like 3 for £1.
Nice.
And you just flick through it, and they just have random artwork on, and
Yeah,
I never knew
take
what
it
they
from
were.
there.
Could be
And
anything.
Yeah, and so I would go in with like my pocket money because Dad would maybe be buying something for the computer or whatever, and I would just flick through. I'd pick 3 floppy disks
Nice.
that I thought had cool art on. I'd bring them home, put them in. They'd all be games, and they were usually demo floppy disks of larger games that were
Right.
maybe given away with something. But you'd
Nice.
get like 5 levels of something.
Yeah.
And that was enough for me because they'd be so hard that I probably wouldn't get through all 5 of them anyway.
Oh yeah.
And I had this one game called Jazz Jack Rabbit. Did you ever play that?
Jazz Jack
No.
Rabbit.
And it was so clearly a Sonic clone.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
trying to be like Sonic, but the gimmick was he was a green rabbit with a fucking gun.
That does sound kind of familiar.
And it actually, as it happens, Jazz Jack Rabbit kind of
Hang
was more popular than I realised it was. It wasn't as niche as I thought it was. But it was very Sonic-y in terms of how it
sounds
looked.
weirdly familiar.
You might have played it.
When I was at
There were 2. There was a Jazz Jack Rabbit 2 as well.
when I
I
was
have
at
played that.
when I was
I
at
have
uni-
played that.
There we go.
There he
There
is.
you go. Does he look like Bucky O'Hare?
Yes.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He's green. He's got a bandana and he
Yeah,
had a gun.
I have played that.
Well, when I was at uni, there was a
Woo!
real trend for like these quote unquote consoles you could buy very cheap, like I think alarmingly cheap.
At uni, did you say?
Yeah, so it was like 20 years ago, and it was like 15 quid, and it'd be like a console that had 300 games on it.
Built in.
And you go, my god, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And we me and my mate Tom, we got one.
Acquired
We
one.
plugged it into old cathode ray,
Yeah.
TV, and it turned out it did have 300 games on it, but like 299 of them were basically Chinese Mario clones.
Yeah.
And it's basically like Panda Adventure, and it's just
just
Mario,
Mario
with
with
a
a
panda.
panda.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did have an absolute banger of a game called Tank City.
Oh.
Tank City.
Battle City or Tank City. And we played the hell out of that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Plays as 2 tanks moving around a little
Amazing.
like top-down map.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Astounding.
Peak.
Game of the century.
Yeah.
There are some good old games.
There are. It's amazing what they
I
can fit on
enjoy
a
them.
3.5 megabyte disc.
That is incredible.
I
You can
can't
fit a whole
believe-
game on
I
that.
can't believe how small they were.
Unreal.
Who
Oh.
has a love?
Let's do the bit we always do in the episode. Who has a love?
We usually edit that out.
We should.
I
got-
mean, we're asking,
my
but
turn.
really, it's your
It's your
turn.
turn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We
yeah.
never do it out of order.
It's the
do
order
we?
we
No.
have to do.
We
It's
never
the
do
law.
it out of
No.
order.
It's enshrined.
Perry Grove Railway Adventure
Oh
is
no,
my love.
no.
Perry
What do you mean
Grove.
no?
I disagree.
What do you mean no?
You've been to Perry Grove?
I have been to Perry Grove.
Bullshit!
It's an inferior train.
No, to what?
What are we talking about?
Okay, well,
Inferior to-
describe
Right,
it.
in the Forest of Dean.
In the Forest of Dean,
Cool Forest, UK.
as they call it.
Yeah.
There we went to this last weekend. There is a little place, family-run business
Ah, adorable.
called Perry Grove Railway Adventure, and it has little steam trains running around the place. Loads of little playground pockets
Choo choo,
for the kids. The boy loved it. We had a lovely time.
Do you get to ride on a little train?
Yep.
Fuck.
Went in a little carriage and rode up the hill on the train,
Wow.
and then rode
Up
back
the
down,
hill.
and then back up again, and it was all good fun. And he had a time of his life. He was loving it.
Okay, so I've heard from
Has
you.
he been on a train before?
He's been on. What's he been on
Here
before?
we go.
He's been on similar rides like that. And he's been on a little train at where would we have been then? Cotswold Wildlife Park.
Indeed.
But it was one on.
CWP.
It was an inferior train, I would say, to that. This was an authentic steam train.
Interesting.
Just tiny.
Yeah, interesting.
Here we go.
So opposition.
It's opposite Puzzlewood.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we went past the sign.
Are you
Yeah.
suggesting there's a train at Puzzlewood?
No. I just mean that once many years ago,
Yeah.
Lucy and I had a trip to Puzzlewood.
Yeah.
And then after Puzzlewood, we were like, oh, well, that didn't take long. Let's fill some time. Let's go to
Perrygrove Railway Adventure.
And it's like, oh, an exciting train ride. Let's get on this train. And the train ride has begun. And the train ride is over.
Yeah.
And
It's not
thanks,
quite-
everyone. Thank you for coming. That was magical.
I disagree.
Is that all that's there? It's just one little train ride.
Yeah.
And the playground areas, which are not for adults, granted.
Right. Okay.
They're for young children.
I mean,
go
John's
with it,
soul has withered and died, so potentially
Yeah.
he's not an accurate.
I'm not like
representative
the
for
ideal
this.
I
audience
think
for
if
this,
I
no.
didn't have a young child with me,
It
I'd
might be
probably
somewhat
agree with
disappointing.
John.
Yeah.
But going with kids is wonderful.
No loops.
No
You
loop the
know, no
loops.
loop-
There are
loops, no.
That is kind of crazy. When
Yeah.
You
You
think
go
about
up the
it,
hill
yeah.
though, and there's little horses on the little track, and it's fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's very nice for little boys, and for
Yeah.
me.
How
young
discerning
at
would you
heart,
say your son is?
Huh?
How old is your son now?
15 months.
15 months.
And-
So, I mean, he's seen a lot of the world. You
Yeah.
know, he's got a lot.
He's seen loads of stuff.
He knows his way around
A year and a
entertainment.
bit's
He
worth.
knows
Yeah.
what's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 5 trains? Has he gone to 5 trains?
No.
No.
I wouldn't have said so. I think
Two
it's-
maybe.
Top
That-
2 trains
that
of
and-
2?
That and Cotswold Wildlife Park.
Wow.
So 2 trains.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and he's been on one. He's been on a tractor at Overfarm that masqueraded as a train.
Kind of a train.
Yeah.
Not really.
Kind of a train,
but
yeah.
A little ride round the farm.
Yeah.
He enjoyed. He was looking out the window. He was laughing, smiling. It's all these kinds of things. But yeah, I agree that 2 adults going is peculiar. Yeah.
We didn't stay especially long.
No,
we,
I can imagine.
We felt we got our money's worth after
Went on the train
a
for a
minute
bit.
or two.
Did
Yeah.
you get your money's worth?
Well, I mean,
We
I
were
guess,
there for like 3 hours.
I guess we doing what?
We had something to eat. We were on the train.
Is there a little cafe there?
Yeah.
Delightful.
No,
We
well,
bought him a flag.
Ah, did you get a
Ah.
flag?
no, I didn't
Well,
get a flag.
come
yet.
on.
It's very
You're
nationalistic.
not even trying to have
your boy.
fun,
You're
John.
not even,
What
what's
kind-
the point? You're not buying a flag. Are you even really there?
What kind of flag to get him?
What's on the flag?
It's just red.
Red.
It's got
just red.
Perrygrove Railway Adventure on the handle, and it's just red. He loves it. He's been walking
It's
around
just
with it
a-
all week.
just
So
a
there's nothing
reg
written on
square.
the flag itself.
No, it's just.
They couldn't even design a flag.
Oh, it's red felt.
He's loving it.
It's probably a railwoman's
He's
flag.
walking around the house waving his flag still.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Kids
Loving
love
life.
trains.
They
Yeah.
do. They do love trains.
It's like it's built in.
Yeah, we did 1.5 rides on the train because we got dropped off at the playground and then walked back on the second trip.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine walking back would take hours.
It took literally 5 minutes, and I nearly fell over
Maybe
during
less.
that time as well.
Did he fell over?
No,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah,
Because you had train legs.
I train legs. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the problem.
yeah.
Well, you've
so
been on the
used-
train for so long.
I've been on.
You
I've been
know.
on the train. I've been to 3 different playgrounds by that point.
Do they have little stop stations at each
Yeah.
playground? That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm actually really on board with this. I think you're
Nice.
the asshole, yeah.
There's there's a playground at the calf. There's one on halfway
I don't think you
up,
can win this, John.
and there's one at the top. 3 different playgrounds.
It is underwhelming to the max. I should say.
Did you even go on the swings?
No.
Wow.
No,
Yeah. Lucy could have pushed you.
Yeah, that'd have been cool.
I
Would've
guess
been cool.
I guess maybe if I had been a child with like literally no life experiences to compare anything to, I would have enjoyed it as well. You know,
Yeah,
I would have been impressed.
I
you know.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had fun. I wanted to sponsor one of the trains, but
Can you do that?
yeah, I looked
Does
it
it
up.
cost a lot?
£20 for the year, and you get a free kids ticket in that.
Wow.
For the year,
And
sponsor
you get
a
a
train.
you get a picture of the train
Wow.
and a letter from the train,
Hang on. Something doesn't add up here.
and it helps them maintain the train for the year
The train
20
that kid's ticket. How often does that allow you to go in a year?
once.
Once. Well, once is enough, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Can multiple people...
And to be honest, kids are free.
Sponsor the
Kids are
train.
free in November because that's why we went.
Why?
Because people don't go. I'd have thought.
In
It's
November.
very cold.
Yeah, it's cold and wet, and I'm frightened. But under 2s go free anyway, so it's probably not worth
15 months. That's under
it. Yeah,
God,
he's
what
under
a
2.
world.
He's under 2 for a little while. Yeah,
Crikey.
When do you stop giving his age in months?
when he gets to 2, I think.
Yeah.
If I
So
start-
23 months.
If I start saying 26 months, then you can hit me in the head.
I'd get annoyed at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
So
wanna hit you.
15 months because he is that.
So the boy has been hitting all these like major developmental landmarks. Like
Sure.
he can walk.
Yep.
You can fight.
You know, he's starting to vocalize.
Yep.
Vote, I thought you were gonna
He
say.
says yeah a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he
Yeah,
can walk,
yeah,
he can
yeah.
vocalize. At what age can he develop like a credible opinion on train rides?
Oh shit!
You know, that major step in the development of
21.
a young man. 21. Okay.
Months.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
Right, okay.
yeah.
Then I'll listen to his opinion on train rides.
I would argue that a credible perspective on train rides develops at about 45. So I don't think John's even got it yet.
No, so maybe I'm also in the wrong.
You could be wrong. I
Yeah.
think you are wrong.
Yeah.
Objectively.
It's a matter of opinion, but I think you are wrong.
Yeah. Magical.
Because you don't have a soul.
Well, okay,
You
no.
should have stuck with Puzzlewood.
When
you should have just
you
stayed at
should
Puzzlewood.
Go back where
Go
you
back to
came
your trees.
from. Yeah.
Go back to your trees, you fuck.
Well,
Lots of movies have been filmed here.
years ago,
Star Wars.
so like
True.
5 years ago, Lucy and I had a holiday to the Isle of Man.
Oh yeah.
And
when
two
men
trains impressed me.
Yeah.
I've been impressed by 2 trains in my life.
Okay.
We got a
This was probably an adult train for adults.
Grown up
adult train. Oh yeah.
This one you were about to
Power
say.
train.
Yeah, it was like tits and booze on that train. Yeah.
No, I'm talking size because this one at Pogo is a very small train. But I bet this one on the Isle of Man was a proper size
Small trains can go places.
Sure.
They can even do a loop.
You
know,
It should be able
Yeah.
to be
Perry,
fair.
no, Perry Grove did a half loop and then
Half loop?
loop back round.
Yeah.
It's like an S. It was like an S.
Wow.
It's a line.
No.
An S is not a loop.
An S is
2 half loops.
2 half.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Two
Two
half
half an
loops.
S in the middle, you get a loop.
If you moved it around the other way, it would be a loop.
Oh,
you
cool.
go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't think of that, did you?
No.
Yeah. Well, you can take him next time. I think you'll enjoy it. You take him.
I bet if you took him, you'd enjoy
I
it.
think you'd have fun.
I'm just saying, like, you know, while you were getting drunk in the field with nukes and fireworks,
Yeah.
and
Correct.
your boy was showing me these books that he cannot read,
Yeah.
he seemed delighted with these flappy bits of
Yeah,
paper
yeah.
that he cannot read or appreciate.
Big time.
Do you think his enjoyment of picking up a book he cannot read was
Yeah.
on par with the enjoyment he experienced when you took him on a train that went nowhere?
No, I think he probably is more used.
But boy
to the
loved
books.
it.
He was more mystified and intrigued by the train.
Oh,
I
the
would
boy
say.
loved it. It really just blew his mind. And then
He
in the
loved
car
the
park, we
playgrounds.
gave him a banana.
Yeah.
And he loved it. Just blew his mind.
And then later
yeah.
when he saw a tree stump, and his mind was shattered.
Everything's new.
Yeah,
Everything's new.
Yeah,
Good.
Everything's exciting.
but I can experience it with him.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You see,
yeah, you're going
Yeah.
on a journey with him, through his lens,
exactly. And
discovering the world anew.
I get to enjoy all these
Through the
things.
boy's eyes. Yeah.
Through his eyes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
The eyes of a non-discerning, you know.
But that's good. Enjoy it while it lasts. That kind of
Indeed.
thing.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
He'll be telling me it's shit in a few years. I'm
yeah,
sure.
and you want an Xbox account or something.
They can't have that. I
Okay,
can't,
good, good.
No money for Xboxes.
No
What
money
are
for
you?
it.
What are you going to do when your son just views you with nothing but this game, and he's too busy like doing dances
Viewing.
on TikTok and whatnot?
Yeah, watching Jake Paul.
I'll be
Eating,
I'll
like,
be
raw
watching
meat.
telly.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
just be
you'll
watching
check
telly.
out.
I'll have given up by then.
Yeah, I'll just be
The internet can raise him now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
What
I've
if
done
Jake-
my bit.
What if Jacob is part of the next perfect generation
Oh, they could have got it
that
sorted.
completely rejects
That'd be great.
YouTube,
Yeah.
video
They might
games,
be.
Yeah.
technology as a whole?
Because we're awful.
We're objectively.
I mean, you've
awful.
heard,
Yeah.
you've listened to the podcast. You know that we're just the
You know
worst
we're
people
awful.
He
ever.
might,
Yeah.
he might
But
well
like, what
be.
if he goes at 16? He's like, Father,
Actually, no.
I would like to become a steward of the forest.
Yeah.
What? He's got like a staff, and he's
like-
whittled himself.
Yeah, and he's got an axe, and he's
Yeah.
so muscular, but
Yeah.
like naturally.
I would like to buy Perry Grove Railway Adventure.
Yeah.
because they're selling up.
And he's like a mechanic. He knows how an engine works.
That would be
Yeah.
you know,
awesome.
he can whittle a whole tree into a
Yeah.
house in 2 hours.
That would
Yeah.
be incredible.
So, Father, I'm going on my sabbatical to commune with nature.
Yeah.
But son, how will I eat? I've left food in the fridge.
I've set up a meal
If
plan.
he is practical in any way, that would be superb.
I'll be remarkable.
Yeah.
I honestly think that is the most we could hope for.
Yeah.
Actually,
with
yeah.
modern society.
Yeah, what would be most useful to us in our twilight years? Having
Oh,
like
we're
a
fucked.
carpenter or a joiner?
Yeah.
Can we get your son into like...
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do some model kits with him and see how we get on.
Yeah. Do some Meccano.
Meccano will be good.
Meccano,
Yeah.
yeah.
No one plays with Meccano anymore.
Engineers of the future,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Get him into cranes and shit.
Yeah.
That would be.
He probably will like a crane.
That would be. Yeah, he probably will. That would be good. Yeah. All right. I'll get on that.
All right, yeah, work on that. Well, my
Yeah.
love's a pretty basic, a lovable thing, which John's probably going to hate in some capacity as well.
Hey, I might not.
Fucking misery.
Why
isn't
not?
it? Jesus.
Jesus,
Yeah.
we're
I
in
mean-
the love section.
I mean,
of this
there's
podcast.
there's no doubt it will be shit, but maybe I just won't muster the energy to hate it.
There we go.
You know, that's possible.
Hey,
yeah.
count our blessings,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sparklers, fucking love them. A firework you can hold.
I might be the naysayer on these.
You would think a sparkler. I've had a sparkler every year all my life for 38 years.
Really? You've
Well,
never,
maybe I didn't have
never
a
missed a
sparkler when I
year?
was 0.
No,
when I was 15 months.
But you've never missed a year?
I don't think I've ever missed a year for sparklers.
Wow, that's quite a claim.
In terms of
I think the
years I
the
can
risk to
remember.
reward ratio is quite imbalanced for a sparkler.
What do you mean?
I could burn my eyebrows off
Here's the thing
for a
with
very
sparkler,
small
right?
amount of fire.
What a lot of people forget about a sparkler is, you know,
What a lot of people don't know about
what a lot
sparkler.
of people don't
What
know
a lot of
about a
people
sparkler.
don't understand.
You look at a sparkler and you see those little arcs flying off. You know what
No.
that is? Little piece of metal.
Yeah.
That is a small piece of metal flying off.
Small
Well, I always
piece of
assumed
metal.
it was the stuff on the stick that was burning
That
off.
stuff is something that ignites metal powder
Yeah.
that is baked into that stick.
Yeah.
And then when the powder ignites, it flies off with a little piece of metal.
Yeah.
No one talks about that.
Mate,
That's kind of what I assumed.
as someone who kind of
bit
worships sparklers, as
I
you
love
do,
a sparkler.
have you ever done the forbidden deed and just kind of put one in your mouth?
Oh, I thought the bomb was what you were going to go with. I've held it in my mouth like Rambo holds a knife.
Have you?
Yes, I've done
While
that.
lit?
Yes.
Wow.
But only when it was
Whoa.
right lit at the end, because then I got a bit scared, so it got close to my cheek,
yeah.
and then I took it out.
Do they burn quite hot, do you think? Or is it all sound and fury?
I think they burn quite hot, because when I used them this year, I put them out in wet grass, and they went...
Ah, that does sound...
That sounds pretty hot,
That's
right?
the noise of heat.
That's
that
the
you
noise of heat
described.
going cold,
Yeah.
cold.
And after the lawn set on fire.
And yeah, exactly, and I put that out. I also took a long pole with me to the field where I played with sparklers, because where the people's house we were at, they had a pole.
Did you bring that? Oh no, so
And
you
I was
didn't bring
like-
it from home.
No,
The pole,
we were at
yeah.
a friend's house, and they had a pole, and I was like, "Can we bring this pole?" Because the pole had a hole in the end of it,
I see.
and I was like, "We could jam a sparkler into
That's
the end of the
what
pole."
you're describing is a pipe.
Yeah, well, it was a solid wooden pole.
Okay.
It just had a little drilled hole in it. So don't give me that shit. It wasn't a pipe.
so miserable tonight. Hey. Oh, I don't like
Because
Perry.
you set him off about Perry
I don't like
Grove.
Perry
Now we
Grove,
can't
Bridget.
pull up from
Oh,
this.
you're talking. You mean
Oh,
pipe,
that's a
not
pipe,
pole?
that is.
Jesus.
Jam a sparkler into this pole.
Pole. Okay, yeah.
Now
definitely
I've got
pole.
a really long sparkler.
That's a really long sparkler.
Like,
yeah.
I felt like a wizard. It was incredible. And I
But
did
it still
I
only
did a-
burns. It still only burns the same amount.
Yeah, well, until the pole set fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
And then,
that was cool.
Woo.
And
Did
then,
you?
oh boy.
Did you draw a few things in the air?
Always draw
You know?
some stuff, write your name,
Yeah.
do a little signature every time. Also, spin it so it's so fast that the wire handle bends.
Oh,
so
dear.
it becomes like an L shape.
Oh dear.
And then you can spin it like a crank.
This sounds very dangerous.
And then it makes a circle, kind of like in those Marvel movies where they go through those gateways.
Oh,
it looks just
yeah.
like it, which is also a cool thing.
Is a sparkler the best kind of firework? Because it doesn't make noise.
It makes a tss sort of noise.
It doesn't disturb the animals, though.
Doesn't disturb the animals. That's
No.
true. I think it's good in that respect.
Give a dog a sparkler, they're going to have a great time.
Also, fireworks are quite expensive. Pack of sparklers, less so.
I have never bought a firework.
You've never bought a firework?
I've never bought a sparkler. They've always just been near me or given to me.
Oh, okay. So you can buy a pack of sparklers for like £4 or something, £4 or £5,
That seems like too
and
much.
then you can buy giant sparklers for a bit more than that. And then you can buy loads of them. They won't even stop you.
Where'd you buy them from?
Well, you can get them from Tesco's.
Really?
From their special little cabinet behind customer service. But yeah, other places.
Because I'm a middle-aged man and I've never purchased fireworks, and I would still feel like a naughty boy.
Have you ever launched a firework?
No.
Have you ever done
No.
I've run a
I
firework.
don't think I've ever been anywhere
in a
near a
garden.
firework.
You've never started a rocket. You've never.
No, me neither.
Oh my
No.
god.
No.
You ran a firework display.
Well, yeah, it sounds very dramatic.
I feel we
maybe-
glossed over this. Yeah.
like a garden one. Like I had a load of friends over, and then this was back in Salisbury, and then we bought a load of fireworks, and I lit them and launched them and set them all up. And
Very
everything.
dangerous.
Did that.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't that dangerous.
And you're still here.
I mean, I lost only a couple of fingers and like
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
limb, but like, yeah, you light it, run away. Like you always run away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, run away.
But then did it go up?
And they all went up. Not one of them went horizontal.
That's
Did
good.
you
So that's something, isn't it?
did you put them in like milk bowls? That used to be a thing.
Jammed them into soft earth.
Soft earth.
Boom,
Yeah.
straight down. And even the Roman candles, which are like, like blocks, kind of half bury them. I spent like a bit of time like setting it all up so they were quite sturdy. and
What's a
sound.
Roman candle meant to bring to the table? Is that like just a big one?
And like
Ah.
lots of beads go into the air. They don't explode a second time. But you get like.
Oh,
It looks
right.
like sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like a big.
It sounds like a mortar,
milk
doesn't it?
crate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you like light them all at once and then run away?
No, light them one at a time.
Yeah.
So light one, cool thing happens. Wait a minute or two in case
So fireworks
danger.
are on like a stick, right?
So the rockets are on a stick. Yeah.
Do they
Roman
go off?
candles are
Do they
boxes.
go off the stick
Yeah. So the
when
stick
they launch?
has a tube.
I know nothing.
So they come a stick,
Yeah.
wooden stick
Yeah.
with like a plastic pipe
Pipe.
attached
Yeah.
to said stick.
Yeah.
And then you slot the rocket into that
I
tube,
see.
and the fuse sticks out the bottom of the pipe, and then you jam
Light it in
that wood nice and far into the ground,
I understand.
and then you light the fuse,
And it goes.
and
out
it launches out of the pipe, and then
Yeah.
it leaves the pipe and stick for you. You put another rocket in that,
I understand.
off you go again. Sometimes
very
you can have a
good.
couple of sticks and pipes, and you could launch 2 rockets at once if you want.
Nice.
My display wasn't quite that advanced,
Mm.
but yeah, it was fun. A few of us took turns to light some of the stuff and run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just like good wholesome fun. Isn't
it was good,
Yeah.
wholesome. And there was a Catherine wheel. That's
That's
fun.
a spinny one.
Yeah, so it's like 2 rockets mounted on a sort of arm. We had to pin that to like a pergola.
Yeah. Sure.
And then the tricky thing with that is you've got to light kind of 2 fuses at once, because
Oh.
otherwise it doesn't really spin properly. So you're like there with 2 lighters, like,
God.
and then off it goes. Fucking cool. But I love a sparkler.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the simple things, you know?
Hmm.
I do like fireworks though. Oh, I've got a lot of time for an explosion
Don't know.
of colour.
Well, I've got love.
Go on then.
Oh.
And I'd meant to bring this up on a previous episode because I'd made a note because I loved it so much.
Oh.
So
I've
much.
mentioned it casually to the 2 of you because
Oh.
I couldn't keep it in.
Because you love it so much.
But I love
Perry Grove.
Paragraph Railway.
Cherry Grove Railway. I love Jugger.
Have you mentioned this?
Oh, yes, you did mention
Yeah.
this to us at
I have a firework night. I have a firework
Oh.
night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Tell us
Jugger
again.
is
I do
a
remember, yeah.
novelty sport.
Novelty sport.
Novelty sport. So it's not really. I don't think it has the wide enough uptake to be described as a real sport.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
But there was a movie, which is honestly just one of the stupidest concepts I've ever seen. Post-apocalyptic sport about this game called Jugger.
So the movie's about the sport.
Yeah, it's called Salute of the Jugger.
Oh.
Wow, that's a bad name.
It's very bad. Rutger Hauer, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
okay.
Yeah. And you'd think like, oh yeah, it's this blood sport and like it's so brutal. And in the movie, you'd think post-apocalyptic, it's about killing people.
Yeah.
And then the version that people play in real life, no one dies.
It's like a
the
tamer
soft
version
of
it, yeah.
But no, in the movie they don't kill people
Oh,
because it's a game.
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
that's
but-
weird.
So it was just invented for a movie. And
Now?
and there's a whole film about it. And then so some people, mostly the Germans,
Mm.
have turned it into a
The Germans.
real sport. And if there was a local jugger team,
You dead.
even with my hips,
Even
I
with
would,
your dusty pelvis.
I
My
would,
brittle hips.
I'd be there tomorrow to sign up.
I'd join in as well.
So the gimmick is,
Mm.
football is the nearest comparison.
Good.
You know, you have a pitch, you have a goal at either end,
Yeah.
Good.
and you have, well, it's kind of meant to be like an animal skull, but
Yeah.
call it a ball. Sits in the middle,
Yeah.
so no one has it to begin with, and then the 2 teams of 5 race to get the ball, and then you've got to get it, like, you know, into the opponent's goal.
And you can
Sure.
just carry it.
Yeah. Now, things that make it weird.
Here we go.
There is a man associated with neither team who sits to the side of the pitch
Yes.
and has a handful of stones, and he just throws the stones
Yeah.
rhythmically at like a drum.
Yeah.
So he's constantly beating out.
Does it have to be stones? Could you not just hit it with a stick?
You got to be loyal to
Yeah.
the movie, haven't you?
I guess you
know,
have
got to
got to be
respect
loyal
the
to the
law.
movie,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you could probably just have a tape you could just play. Yeah. So there is a rhythm going. So there's always this beat,
He's got to have a lot of stones.
and you've got to get the
it seems like a
ball
lot
or
of
the
work.
skull to
Yeah.
the enemy's goal. Happy
Sure.
days. It's
Happy
just like
days.
scoring a goal.
Easy.
Thing is,
Easy peasy.
you've got
that.
5 people on your team.
5 people on your team.
1 person on each team is the person who grabs the ball
Yeah.
and runs with it. The other 4 people wield weapons.
Nice.
Yeah. Good.
Now I'm interested, all right?
Yeah, I'm on board.
You have 6 weapons you can choose from.
Okay.
Now, again, they're foam.
So you've got 4 people on your team that can wield weapons, and they can choose from 6.
Yeah,
weapons.
any weapons. So your team loadout could be,
Could they all have the same weapon?
if you wanted.
Nice.
Yeah. And I can't remember all of them, but one of the weapons is like a Darth Maul double-ended
Love it.
staff.
Very
Love
good.
it.
Very good. Very good.
Another weapon is a sword and a shield.
Yeah.
That's like a
Simple,
combo.
classic, basic.
And
like
then
it.
probably the most distinctive one is I don't really even call it. It is a whip with a block on the end, like a
Yeah.
cinder block on the end of the
Meteor
rope.
hammer.
Good.
Thank you. Yes, it's a
Yeah.
meteor hammer. Yeah, so you've got a rope and a big ass.
And you can like lasso it like a cowboy.
Yeah.
And unleash
Or you
it
can whack them
with a ranged attack.
And the way it works is that like the 4 fighters have to clear a path for their
Skull carrier.
skull
Yeah.
carrier to get the ball and get it to the
Skullman.
other end. And the thing that
James
works is
Scotland.
if
James
you
Scotland.
hit an opponent, any
Yeah.
opponent with your weapon,
Yeah, they're out.
they have to drop to one knee and they can't move or do anything. I think it's for like 5 beats of the drum.
That's what the drum's
that
for.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's
with
what the drum's
drum
for.
now, yeah.
But if you if you take someone out and they're on the ground, if any member of your team then comes and rests their weapon on that person,
Yeah.
they're pinned perpetually until they release contact.
Regardless of the beats of the drum.
Yeah.
see.
So you could like sacrifice yourself to be like, I'm going to pin you,
So that you're not a problem anymore.
but you can't move, but then I can't move either.
Nice.
And if your weapon hits someone else, that doesn't count. But good God, like go look it up on YouTube.
So
Like,
as it happens, I have seen some clips of this.
Yeah.
I think we should watch this movie.
Is the movie like a real life version of?
It's like post-apocalyptic,
Yeah.
and in after the war,
There was only Jugger.
There was only Jugger.
Yoga.
Only Yuga. Only Yuga remains.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is Yuga.
Yeah, maybe in Germany it's-
originally it was.
But
it was
there
I
is-
want to watch this movie.
There's a team in London. I think that's like the only.
We've got
team.
we've got a British team.
I think we have a British team. Yeah,
Is there an international championship?
that's a question.
I want to go watch that.
the Jugger World Cup.
I would love to play Jugger.
Yeah.
You know,
World Jug, actually.
it would be.
That would be
Yeah.
Big
that's
jug.
much better.
Big Jug.
Big
No one has
global
yet to
jug.
claim the big jug.
It would be. That would sounds like a great sport
Yeah.
to watch. I mean, I've seen clips, and the clips are good.
I just like it looks amazing. Like I mean, admittedly, a lot of the clips are in slow motion, which makes everything look kind of cool.
That's true.
But like, it just looks so much fun.
Yeah.
So
I
much
love
fun.
I love the idea of a sport including a bit of like asymmetry, I guess.
Yes.
Where you could have like 4 members of your team and one's got like a long stick, but then another guy's got a thing with like on the end of a rope. And then another guy's job is just to run and carry a thing. Do you know what I mean? There's this it's kind of like everyone's a chess piece and they can all do different things. I think that's cool.
Because the meteor hammer is the big standout weapon. I think
That's the most dramatic.
everyone wants to have it. And there's a lot of footage of people like swinging the meteor hammer because it's very distinctive.
Yes.
But the big takeaway from all those clips are, it's very good at range, and the moment you get
Someone's too close.
you get in, you're
screwed.
You're fucked.
I
son.
think I'd want to be a sword and shieldman.
Interesting, yeah.
Because I like the idea, because the shield, if I
people
remember,
away.
it's quite small. It's like a buckler,
Yeah.
isn't it? And I'd like to be able to, if someone's lunging at me with something, I'd like
Beat
to be
them
able to
away.
deflect that
Yeah.
and then come in for a strike to the calves. I think that would be good.
You feel like a goddamn.
Yeah.
But also, if someone's coming at me with
Warrior.
a meteor hammer, I can put the shield up for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Knock that
Fine.
away,
Have that.
then run in, close the distance, bonk on the
Throw
old
the
head.
sword at them.
Oh man, I wonder if that's legal.
One of the weapons should be a bow and arrow. That'd be something.
That would be
Yeah, that
sweet.
would be
yeah.
good.
Like
Really
Nerf,
range.
Nerf bullets. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. But then you got to go pick up your bullets, so that's like
that's
risk
true.
to
Yeah.
reward.
Yeah.
The
would be
children
good.
on the street outside have been having Nerf battles of late.
Oh.
Well, outside your house.
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
Have you been playing with them?
No, I haven't. No,
You've got a load of
I
Nerf
don't
guns.
want
Yeah,
to. No,
you
think
could
about
be a sniper, John, up there.
You can snipe them from the window.
think about what you're saying.
Sorry. Yes. Please.
Yeah.
Please explain.
What you're asking is it, John? You, a 38-year-old man,
Yeah.
Yes.
have you run outside of your guns and played with the children?
No, I see now what you're saying. Yeah. That
No.
sounds a little
I'm
bad.
saying you should snipe them from the window.
Snipe
Yeah.
from the window. You could be the crazy old man who snipes them from the window.
Now, admittedly, like within arm's reach, there is a
Sniper rifle Nerf
4-foot Nerf gun. that
There are
I've
many,
paid
You've
many
modded
guns,
Yeah.
and
guns
also
in this
painted
house.
to look
Yes.
like a real gun.
Yeah, I did actually send away to Germany for an enhanced spring.
Yeah, and rightly so.
And rightly so, yeah.
How else are you going to pick off those kids?
It's illegal in 4 countries.
How many kids were playing?
3 or 4.
That's good.
I'd be sniping them if I
That's
were
a
you,
good
John.
amount.
Bring
You
out
should
their
be
Nerf
sniping
guns,
them. Imagine how cool they would think you are.
Yeah.
It's a very fine line
It's a very
between
fine
being
line.
that cool guy who lives down the road and then it's like that creepy guy who keeps like
Shooting at us
Yeah.
in the head.
Oh, he's back.
I think you gotta try it though to ride the line.
I think you can be on the right side of that line.
Yeah.
I've got to say, like, you can play it once. You can play that card once. I should go
Maybe
out-
once.
I should go out and be like, you damn kids, like get off my lawn.
Yes, be scary first.
And then what's that?
shoot them.
Fucking, the Widowmaker.
Yes.
Bring that out.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to play it, I think. Or you'll scare them off and you'll never see them again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way you
They'll,
win.
That'll
they'll
learn
grass
them,
you
yeah.
up to the old bill, yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll catch you on thermal camera and you'll run away over a field.
Yeah. There it is.
Killing nudes.
You see, there we go. It all came full
It,
circle.
it always
Yeah.
does in the end.
We're
Well,
so good at
It
this
always does in
format.
the end.
Well, on that note, gentlemen,
Yes.
what do we think won?
Well, Perry Grove did capture all our
What are you
hearts, didn't it?
Stop.
I was going to say hate, but just to spite you for being, I'm going to say love because Perry Grove
disappointing
Railway
trade.
Adventure.
Such a disappointing trade.
Look, I'm going to plant my flag in the sand. You guys can vote with your conscience, but like, I hate these guys eating raw meat.
Yeah, I hate that, to be honest.
So I'm going hate.
I also really hate my hate, so I'm going to go hate as well.
That's fine.
Yeah, so you love this time.
I'm going to go love because I'm just trying to annoy John.
The world has turned upside down.
You chose positivity.
I chose to spite you.
Out of spite. And it,
Yeah, that's
ultimately, and it ultimately failed.
Yeah.
What have we learned?
Nothing.
Hey!